This is, well, right now you're fine. If you want to say F's or S's right now, you can. We are live. You can go right ahead. But when we actually start recording,
don't confuse him. Just don't curse.
All right.
Also, be
Well, you
sure to
can
use
say
the term
bitch.
neurodivergent.
Yes,
whenever
try to
possible.
steer away from offensive terms.
Whatever.
Yeah, this was at
Well,
one point.
care about it
in order
anymore,
to
huh? It's been weeks.
provoke. And if I
I'm a
can't,
provocateur.
if I can't see the people,
What
provoking,
rules? You're
there's
sons
no
of
real
bitches.
point.
But they
Come on,
can
Bray,
see you,
please.
Yeah, I don't
and
like
they'll take
that.
those screenshots.
Yeah, this used to be a
What
family
rules,
show.
you sons of bitches?
Not anymore. All right, let's do
That's
this.
on the soundboard.
I just added it today.
Oh my god.
So good.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
What rules?
Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 835, the Yamper Podcast. The Go Nintendo Podcast is part of the HyperX Podcast Network. Listen to our show and other shows at podcast.hyperx.com. Mom Brain,
Yes.
you want to tell us about Yamper? This is one of the few Pokemon I actually know about.
Shut your yamper and
Yeah, it's
listen
where you-
up.
It's where you put your dirty laundry.
Throw it in the Yamper.
Only your used underpants because
Mom,
they touched your
Yamper's full.
yams. Put them in the yamper.
It's a hamper for dirty potatoes.
You
This
got
is a,
dirty
This
potatoes.
is a serious show, please. Can we get to
You got
the
filthy
Pokemon?
yams. This Pokemon is very popular as a herding dog in the Galar region, of course.
Mhm.
As it runs, it generates.
Is that how you say it, Galar or Galar? Because I've been saying Galar.
I would
I've
say
been calling her
Galar.
Cran-
I've been
Crandall.
calling her Crandall.
How's it spelled?
Galar.
Okay.
Yes,
There's a yamper.
that's the Yamper.
Cute
As it
little
runs, it
fowl.
generates electricity from the base of its tail.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
They're a foot tall.
Looks
They
pretty
weigh
happy.
just under 30 pounds. They're male and female. And the category is, of course, puppy. And as a puppy, the ability I'd like to tell you about is ball fetch.
Yeah, fetch those balls.
If the
wait, does it-
Pokemon
does
is-
it fetch the Pokeballs? You catch a Pokemon and then
You know, that would make sense, but I'm not that
no.
well versed on Pokemon, so I don't know.
Well,
Look up Rule 34
will you
Yamper. I
listen?
think you'll find it.
You might.
Well, those are the other balls. to
Oh,
catch.
she's gonna
That's
tell
what
you.
I-
Yeah, shut your yampers and I'll tell you. If the Pokemon is not holding an item, it will fetch the Pokeball from the first failed throw of the battle.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
Oh, my pleasure.
That's it.
so sincere.
Hi. Oh, hold on. I'm so out of whack. I apologize.
What
Hello,
rules,
everybody.
you sons of bitches?
Hello, everybody. I'll say hi to you with your names in a second.
You know who you are.
Listen,
whatever.
I'm 40 now. Everything's out of whack. This is
Sure,
what happens.
whatever.
Josh, cool it.
Yeah, happy belated birthday to Raw Meat Cowboy, who celebrated his 40th
All
yesterday.
How'd you
Big
how'd you
4-0.
start this 40th year?
Had I started
Yeah.
waking up not knowing how to use technology anymore? That's what happens when you're 40. Hello, Highland Tom and Tent Division and Steel Diver and Tall Show. And the Super Sanchez and Giant Reggie and Anastasia Beaverhazen and Drake Hamer and Sneaker Hacks. Hello, Gecko Kitsune, Mom Perfect Brain, and whoever else I'm not in here seeing. I'll try and say hello. Hello, Tamakoto and Wolf Rick and all you good people. Thanks for joining us on this weekend. Malik Halo. Yeah, I'm 40 now, so everything's gonna fall apart.
Yeah, you know, my dad used to have a coffee mug that said "Life begins at 40," and I can confirm as a 40-year-old myself that it's complete BS.
Oh, I was hoping you were gonna say it was true.
Oh God, I wish it was true, but no, I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm sorry.
the one
I'm so sorry.
39-year-old.
You are. How's it feel? How's it feel, baby boy?
So full of life and energy.
Hi, Mom Brain.
towards certain death.
Hi, Mom Brain.
Hi.
Hi, Kirby.
Hey.
Hi, Dew.
Cuckoo.
Hi, Nikki Hill.
Hello.
What are we calling you?
Spielbergo.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Steven Spielberg.
For the first time ever,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
episode 835, we have a new member who may never be on again. It's Spielbergo, apparently. Hi, Spielbergo. That
So
was
happy
great.
to be here.
That was great. Thanks for joining us today. Also, of course, hello to the one and only, the greatest, my old college buddy, Josh Grobot. How are you, my friend?
Hell yeah.
Hell
Hanging
yeah.
and banging.
Hanging and banging, baby. Josh, what do you think of the new podcast member? I know you're territorial. Okay, Josh,
Why
thanks.
would you say that?
Because you're cranky sometimes.
Sure, whatever.
Whatever. All right. Well, hello, George. George, how are you?
Feeling lime.
Feeling just lime. George is sitting right next to you if you haven't seen him. There you go. He's got the mic. He's right there. Oh, We got bad blood right off the bat.
Who needs that many limes?
He doesn't know, but he's always got them. Thanks everybody for joining us today. I have, as usual, a few things I want to talk about before we get into the real news. Now, I have something stupid that I really want to talk about, and something serious that I should talk about. What should I go with first? Asking you guys.
Let's get real serious, man. What do
You want to do serious?
All right,
All right,
serious.
the new guy says serious. We'll go serious. All right. So I complain about clickbait all the time. And last week we talked about how Nintendo said probably like 4 times now that they're not going to increase the price of the Switch.
And you're not gonna believe what they've decided to do.
That's clickbait. Sony and
it later.
Microsoft are very cagey about it. Every time they're asked if they're going to increase the price of their platforms, they're like, we're not talking about that. Or I don't even know if Microsoft said anything, to tell you the truth. I think they were just like, next question. But Sony was like, we can't really say anything about it. So obviously they're considering it. But Nintendo at least 3 times, I think 4 times, has said no. And that leads us to clickbait. I went to a site. I'm not going to tell you the site. But obviously, if you look up the title of the story, you're going to find the site. Their article title was Nintendo shares encouraging news about Switch price increase. Why would you word it like that?
What's encouraging about that?
Thank you.
Makes
Thank
it sound
you.
like there's going to be an
Yes!
increase.
Yes. So you read that and you're like, there's an
Wait.
increase?
Encouraging news.
They
Yeah.
share encouraging news about Switch price increase.
Yeah, they use the words.
The news is
encouraging. and
there's no
price
increase.
That's what's
Oh, okay.
encouraging. I would say that's encouraging.
Wow.
So this is
From-
another
no.
thing Spielbergo
No,
we should
no.
warn you about.
No.
He
Devil's
is our
advocate.
resident
No.
devil's advocate.
It's not as me like as some consumer.
That is not
It's
correct.
it's encouraging that they're not going to be raising the prices.
Yeah, here's how you word this title if you want to be crappy like this. Encouraging news about the Switch price. Stop.
Right.
That's
No,
it.
but you guys are saying that you expect it to be going up because of that article or that headline. But
If you read this headline and you didn't know, you'd be like, "What, there's a price increase?"
Yeah, I'm
And
surprised.
you'd be like, hopefully it's like $50 or
No,
something. But
that's
this
what
is
I mean.
here's
No,
the
that's-
so you're saying the title is here's the encouraging news about the Switch price increase. There is no Switch price increase.
I'm surprised they didn't
Nintendo
just.
has encouraging
I'm
news
surprised
about
the headline
Switch
wasn't
price
just like
increase.
avoid the price increase using this one weird
mean,
trick.
Buying the system anywhere.
It makes it even more infuriating for sure because, like,
All right.
the whole article is it's not gonna happen.
Wait. Are you telling me you've never written a clickbait article
I can tell you
ever?
100%. I always go out of my way to not write clickbait headlines. And I can also tell you I put a lot of time into headlines, and I'll still have people who say, why would you write it like that? So
Yeah, he's
purposefully, no, never. Sometimes people have a complaint and I'll go in and change it.
Yeah,
but-
you're one of the few people in this industry with an actual like moral center.
I,
when it comes
I
to this
have
stuff.
people or I have companies, I won't name them all the time, are like, you could get more money off your articles if you worded them crappily, let's say, and they won't work with me because I won't use clickbait titles because clickbait's the norm, unfortunately, and I'm trying to fight it unsuccessfully. But yeah, I hate clickbait with a passion. This site in particular does it a lot. Not going to name names, but yeah, that stuff drives me nuts. Just say that. Hello, Sarah. Just say the damn.
Yeah.
Just say the news. Or
No, I get it.
you can
I-
still be like mysterious with your headline a little bit. I don't do that, but if you want to like be more enticing with it, sure. But that's just
Yeah.
worded in a way that people are like, I thought there wasn't a Switch increase.
I clicked on an article not Nintendo related. I don't remember what it was, but it was certainly clickbait, and I knew it was going to be. But when I clicked over, the facts were the opposite, just like you're saying,
Yep.
of the actual headline, and they got me. They got
And
me.
it's
They got
always
me
the
really
Very
first.
good.
We've talked about this too, but it's always like the first, paragraph will be like the title again, just
Yeah.
reworded, and then the second paragraph will be Nintendo started back in
Yes.
whatever. They
Yeah.
give you, and then you have
God,
to
yeah.
scroll like halfway
Yeah.
down to see.
They do like
the actual
subheaders. That's
article.
like what games does Nintendo make? And
What are you thinking?
What are you thinking? So yeah, you're exactly right. That's how it
And
goes.
unfortunately, like we don't need to get into
This is
all
what
that, but,
passes
like,
for journalism. now.
Anastasia Beaver
That's
hasn't
the
says, is
problem,
Nintendo
is-
doomed? There you go.
like-
That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
classic one.
actual news sites act that way.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
and it's confusing a lot of people where people think they're educated because they read headlines, and it's a lot of misinformation.
I guess what the thing might be is, and I'm not looking at it from this perspective, a lot of the sites the people that work for those sites aren't running those sites. So they're doing a job. They're making money. They don't care. They're just like, yeah, I don't, whatever.
I don't know. I feel
put the
like they're
headline together.
still what's the word?
Shut up. I don't care.
No, they are.
I feel like they still should be held accountable.
Where are their
for-
scruples?
careless.
Where are
They're
your
careless.
scruples?
Not everyone's in it for the passion.
That's right.
Yeah. clearly not.
I think, like a passion perspective for me, because we've had some of our new staffers that do news stories. I stress to them to write headlines specific ways. I'm like, I want headlines to be factual and informative. And even sometimes
got
they'll put
bad
like
news
a
for you.
question mark in or an exclamation point. I don't get mad, but I go in and I change it and I tell them, I don't want like sensationalized stuff in headlines or stuff that can be misconstrued. Like, as a news outlet covering Nintendo, I don't want to add an exclamation point because that, like infers like, oh, we're excited about something. Like, I just save that for reviews and previews and features. I just want the news to be the news, but whatever. I'm a weirdo. So that really made me angry.
Moving on.
Moving on. All right. The more important news, and I apologize because this seems like something I should have been on top of and I wasn't. This happened 2 weeks ago.
Nintendo raised the price.
Is Nintendo doomed? This happened
Well,
2
Nikki
weeks
Hill,
ago.
I have encouraging news for you.
See, Nintendo started in 18. I found this out just this week. It happened 2 weeks ago, and it's definitely something that Steel Diver. No, I don't consider myself a journalist. It's definitely something I would have complained about 2 weeks ago had I known. So, who here knows that Tiny Toons is coming back? Nobody.
I guess I do now.
Did I
Tiny
know
Toons
that?
is coming back just like Animaniacs did.
Yeah.
Not the same team that used to do Tiny Toons, different team. They got, this is funny, they got Spielberg's blessing, not
Ooh.
Spielbergo. And Spielberg's like,
Didn't get my blessing.
this is the best version of Tiny Toons,
Oh,
whatever.
jeez.
The guy, if he said that before Ready Player One, I'd be like, all right. But he did Ready Player
Is
One.
he still like a producer on the show? Like he was on the original?
He's
or-
got to be. I'm sure in the credits he'll be the producer, but what
Cash
is he going to do?
grabber, I
This
Yeah.
has been
is
going
the
for a
name.
while,
The
Huh?
title.
right? They did talk about this back when Animaniacs came back.
Yeah, but
Okay.
now like they're getting close to
Yeah.
actually
I
releasing
thought
it.
it already came out, so they rebooted. it.
Well, at Comic-Con, they did like an unveiling of like more artwork, and I don't think they have a date yet, but it's supposed to be this year. So, but anyway, they're making a big change, and it makes me A, very angry, and B, very uncomfortable.
Uh-oh.
Buster and Babs
Oh, they're
Don't tell me they're
are
wearing
now
pants.
brother and sister.
What? But the whole
Thank you.
The running gag was they're not related.
yeah,
They
right.
have the same last name, but they're not related.
I'm not saying you can't change things in a reboot. You can, but like a core
This means they
element.
can't bang.
Thank you. The core element of Tiny Toons was the tension between those two because they had a relationship, and the gag was them
Yeah.
saying no relation all the time. So now they're going to be like relation or some stupid
Oh,
garbage
man.
like
Relations.
Yeah.
that. But now
That's
anybody
a no
that's
for
watched
me. That's a
Tiny
no
Toons,
for me on
Thank
this
you.
show.
Anybody that watched Tiny Toons before is going to feel awkward because now these two who have kissed and dated are brother and sister.
So the things I've been doing alone in my room all these years.
It's like fan fiction come alive. This it's so
Gross.
upsetting to me. I'm not going to lie.
Somebody was at Rule 34, and they're like,
Yeah.
"The fans want this."
Yes. As a
Wrong.
Tiny Toons fan, I was like,
Wrong.
the things I was excited to see were Elmira, because I want to see if she's still a freak.
Of
And I
course
want to
she's still a
see
freak.
what happens with the relationship between Buster and Babs. And now nothing, because they're going to be related. This
I want to see what happens.
I want to see.
Sneaker-
I want to
Yeah, I'll
see.
bet you do.
Sneaker Hack says, "Game of Tunes over here."
It
Man.
makes me so now let me say it
Some
makes me
Lannisters.
so irrationally angry. I know that.
I thought you were gonna say erotically
I
angry.
thought he was going there too.
It makes
That doesn't
me
make sense.
so hard. I just know. Listen, again, I understand.
Unbelievable.
Thank you, Woody or Woody was whatever your name
Buddy.
Buddy and
is.
Woods.
Buddy and Woods.
You're the one who came up with this.
I know they change things, and that's fine. But I've always complained that sometimes they'll do reboots and they'll be like, this guy's this color and now he's this color for no reason.
Uh-huh.
That just is annoying. But
Wait, are you talking about like racially?
No, I mean
Okay.
like if they made Plucky like purple instead of green, I'd be like,
Okay.
whatever.
Like
I don't
Sonic's
get
eyes are
why,
green
but
or something.
Anastasia Beaverhausen says RMC's on Live Journal every night reading Tiny Toons fics.
Oh, totally.
that's me. That's true. Maybe I'm writing them. But like this is just such a big change, and the voice actor for Babs, it's a different voice actor, by the way, which is
is that lady dead?
whatever. Doesn't she still do Dot in Animaniacs?
Yeah, and you were saying that she sounds like you can hear her dentures falling out.
I may have said things in the past that I don't remember, but that sounds like me.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I don't know why Dot comes back or Dot's voice actor comes back for Animaniacs, but not Tiny Toons. But whatever, different voice actors. Like we're really excited to explore
Maybe she
this
didn't like
dynamic.
the direction the show was
You're
going.
right. You're right. She's like, we're really excited to explore the dynamic between Buster and Babs as siblings now, and I'm like, that's not as interesting to me, and it's also weird. So
That's way less interesting.
now all I got to look forward to is Plucky and Shirley. That's unless they're going to be related now too, because they're both ducks, I guess. I
yeah.
can't
This is
explain how
like,
angry I am.
I really don't think they're banking on too many 40-year-old men to be their core audience for their.
I
They're
don't know.
rebooting it though. so
It's
they
a
have to-
reboot.
Yeah, for a new generation.
The
Right,
new
because they don't
generation
give a
doesn't care.
crap
They want
about-
minions. All they care about is minions.
All they want is minions and TikToks and
They
whatnot.
want minions doing. They want the Emoji Movie.
Yeah.
They canceled Popeye for the Emoji Movie. I still
What?
can't get over that.
Do kids actually watch cartoons? I don't even know anymore.
They do. Yeah, they want. Oh, do you just mean in general? You're not talking about like CG versus hand-drawn?
with
Just in general, I guess.
Yeah, they do definitely.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
I think there's a lot of kids who just watch like YouTube Shorts, which is
Yeah.
basically YouTube's version of like Instagram.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Reels.
like 20 minutes. It's probably like too long for a kid to sit still and watch something.
It's interesting. I should look into the age breakdown for Animaniacs to see what the audiences are. But I would imagine, yeah, I can't imagine
Yeah.
kids being like, "Hey, mom and
Me
dad,
too, to be
put on
honest.
Hulu and let's watch cartoons." They're watching like YouTube, like Nikki Hill saying, or TikTok or something like that. So if they're being introduced to Animaniacs or Tiny Toons, the parents are going to be like, "Hey, this was on when I was a kid, and now we can watch it together," something like that. And then they'll see Buster and Babs as brother and sister and be like,
Turn it
"Turn this
off."
garbage off. These two are supposed to be having sex, damn it." Not my Tiny Toon. So I don't know what else they're going to change in this show, but boy, does it make me
You must have
frustrated.
been real mind blown when you watched The Empire Strikes Back for the first time. Then
I don't remember any
Oh, wait, I'm
reaction to
sorry,
it.
Return of the
Yes,
Jedi.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute, they're supposed to be in love.
That blew my mind.
Still mind blowing. Yeah, I mean, like now if they did Star Wars and they're like, now they are not brother and sister and they are going to have sex.
It's so weird that they
I
never
guess that would be weird.
they
Yeah,
never even like
Still
tried
hot,
to
but-
address that in any of the movies.
And then the Star Wars. Yeah, you
that,
think
that our protagonist made out with his sister.
you think that would come up at some point, even if it's just like a couple throwaway lines, be like, "Remember that time we did that weird thing? Woo, that was crazy,
Well,
right?"
If the
And then move
movies
on.
were made today, they would have a line because you
Yeah.
can't go 5 minutes without a quippy line.
That's true.
But
But he could just CG a different character into this.
That's also true.
Just ruin it again. So what's the difference?
You're right
true.
about quippy lines. That's very true.
oh man, that's like the whole thing.
I
mean,
can't believe these Star Wars were in.
And,
and then you then
well,
there'd
I have
be a
the same
TikTok,
issue with Marvel too. But
then
I
there'd
don't
be a
wanna-
TikTok where they'd say, "Did you know that in this later film, when they find out they're
Yeah.
brother and sister, Luke makes a face.
Let's be that guy on TikTok that does
But
all
I've
those
seen
videos.
it.
Leia runs to the bathroom and brushes her teeth."
Did you know that in Back to the Future, this little boy touches where his no-no zone is?
That
Whatever.
I did know.
Look that up if you haven't seen that. Is it a
I've
boy? I
no
can't tell if
doubt
it's a
in
boy or
Yeah,
like a
Jules and
guy,
Vern.
like a
Jules and Vern.
little person.
What? Wait, are you talking
That
about?
actor.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a boy.
The
It's like a little
But it
kid,
does
yeah.
look like a weird kind
Right?
of little
The kid
man.
from
He's
Back
dressed
to the
up
Future
like
3?
The one that's standing on the train and he's like points to his junk.
Yeah, he's pointing to his junk because he probably had to use the bathroom.
Not with that face. His face is a weird face, man. He's
It's
like,
it's the
Yeah,
I
that's
have
true.
to use a bathroom face. I
Ah,
mean,
Well,
he
it's
has
in
to go
4K
really
now,
bad.
so I'll have to rewatch it with that.
that's
scene
true.
in
I've
mind.
only seen the standard def
But
version.
I am pretty sure.
So now we'll see it is
it's a
like a
young boy.
60-year-old man.
Yeah, it's like Mickey Rooney.
That's good. That's good.
Jiminy Jellikers.
All right, what the hell? We got news to do
Yeah,
here.
why
Mom,
not?
Ray,
News.
play the damn news jingle. We got news to do. This is a respectable show. Now I have news. All right, what do we got? Oh, last week's top story was the
What rules, you
What
sons
rules?
of bitches?
we had the Switch price increase talk, which
Did
I
he
guess
say
I should have
news? Can we
worded
get him to
differently.
say news? What news?
What news? I'm sure he said news somewhere. We could scrub as
What
much
rules,
as I would.
you sons of bitches?
As much as I would love to go through hours of Jordan Peterson footage to find him say news, I think I'll skip. Well, now you never mind. I'm not even getting into that. All right, my friends, we've been doing this a lot lately, but now we got a monthly wrap up. Nikki Hill, I need you to listen because you struggled last week. This is Europe, specifically, all of Europe, all systems. I am looking for July 2020, the top 20 games in Europe. Again, all systems. So we have the sales information for Europe as far as video games go. I'm just looking for any game you think is in the top 20. This is any platform.
Call of Duty.
This guy's a professional.
Holy
right off the
cow.
bat.
Wow.
Call
Have
of
you been
Duty.
listening to the podcast?
Hold
Call
on a
of Duty,
second.
bro.
Call of Duty, bro. I can't believe it.
It's not on the
Call
list.
of Duty's not on
This
here.
is like
Ain't
the
that a
first time
great
in
news?
history.
Elden Ring. Is whatever.
Hey, this guy's a ringer.
E-ring.
Yes,
E-ring,
okay.
Elden R.
Elden Ring is number 12. Yes.
12?
Congratulations.
I heard someone talk about it, so I feel like it's got to be. something.
Well, as the
I mean, it's been
all right,
number
so
one for a
there's
while.
Nintendo and there's the rest of the video game industry. The rest of the video game industry is like when a game comes out, it's like, oh my god, it's the best game, and then give it 2 months, and it's like, I don't care about this game anymore.
Except
so
for
12.
Grand
That's
Theft
why I
Auto
wait for
5.
them to go on sale.
So Elden Ring, I wonder if Elden Ring's probably on sale by now. Not
I-
a lot,
I don't
but
care about them.
anyway, yes, Elden Ring. Your Call of Duty guess was a great guess. I'm very surprised it's not on there, but Elden Ring is. Yes.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto is number 2.
Mario Kart
Crazy.
Deluxe.
Mario Kart is number 9.
It's
Yes.
amazing to think that there's
Switch
actually
Sports.
some people who
Right?
don't have Grand Theft Auto next. So
Right? Switch Sports. Let's see. Yes, number 6.
Is
Very
that
good.
like-
FIFA.
FIFA is number 3. You guys are on fire this week. You're putting on a show for the new guy.
2K,
You said NBA?
or the show.
Yes,
whichever one.
NBA 2K is on here. The show is baseball.
I
It's
know.
MLB, the
I know,
show.
But I wanted to be right, whichever I said.
Are you also guessing that, or are you not?
these guys.
What? No, I'm not guessing.
Okay.
They don't like baseball over there. I hope.
Minecraft.
The show is baseball.
The show is baseball, which is why he didn't guess it. He guessed NBA 2K.
Oh.
Yes, Mom Brain. What Minecraft is on here again? Specifically the Switch version. All right, I'll take one more game and then I'll give you.
Wait,
the
is Stray on there, or am I just in my own
Stray
world?
is not on there. Too niche. Too niche, and also wait, not
Too
too
good.
niche. It's only digital. Never mind. This is digital and physical. So
Got it.
one more. I'm taking one more.
Pokemon Arceus. Did somebody say that?
Good guess. Is
Yes.
that on here?
Arceus.
Pokemon Legends Arceus, number 17, squeaked in there. Yeah. All right. Your number 1, which nobody guessed. It's Europe.
The Quarry.
It's say it's a sport, but there will be pushback.
Oh, Formula One.
Formula One. There you go. F1 2022 is
sport,
number
yeah.
1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto, FIFA. Did anybody guess Lego Star Wars?
Not this
I don't
week.
think so.
Number 4. Red Dead Redemption, number 5.
Rat Hat Redemption.
Nintendo Switch Sports, number 7. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Now that's notable because it only has 2 days worth of sales and
That's
it made the top
crazy.
20.
People are
Mario,
excited for that game.
Mario Strikers Battle League, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, NBA 2K22, The Crew 2.
Oh
That
my
must
God.
got a price
What?
drop or
Woo.
something. Yeah, some kind of deal. Elden Ring, E-Ring, Elden R. Minecraft, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle because the sequel's
makes
coming
me
out,
laugh.
so that got a bump. The Quarry, still doing pretty good. Far Cry 6, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, again because of the sequel. Gran Turismo 7, and number 20, your favorite to say incorrectly. Another one of your favorites to say incorrectly.
Oh, really?
It is a Nintendo title.
Oh, Kirby in the Forgotten Realm.
Mega doo-doo.
Kirby in a Forgotten Land. And yes, congratulations, because for the first time ever this week, I literally wrote Forgotten Realm in a title and published it.
Nice.
And
We did
had
it,
to fix
people.
So
We
Finally.
did it.
you have infiltrated my brain. It
So you're
works.
saying
Mission
for the
accomplished.
first time in history, Nintendo is renaming a game.
We've heard the cries on the GoNintendo podcast. Yeah, I wrote it and I didn't even catch it before I published it. I published it
Man.
and then I read the in the back end of the site. I read the title.
That's
I was
wonderful.
like, I did it.
That's
So.
great because I always get the feeling that you relish in correcting me on that one in particular. Like you never
Well,
really.
now you know why, because you screwed me over. Now I do the wrong name. Here's your other tidbits about Europe. What do we got? Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was number 3 when only counting physical sales, remember, because Nintendo doesn't report digital sales on these charts. Nintendo Switch was the best-selling hardware again in July in Europe, and that's by, quote, a large margin. The highest-selling new release overall was Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 launch sales were 27% higher than the previous release. Overall sales in July were down due to console stock shortages. Thanks, Sony and Microsoft. 8.6 million games were sold in July overall. That's 38% down year on year. But remember, last year's July was 4 weeks, and was 5 weeks, and this is 4 weeks. Console sales overall down 26%, but Switch was up 4%. So there you go, people. What do we got here? Currybo says, not a surprising list. Good Nintendo representation. Yeah, there's about 10 of the title, if not more, are in that top 20. So yeah, good. I guess I'll talk about this. It was a good month for Nintendo. Here you go. There's a fire at Nintendo's headquarters. Everybody's fine. Nothing was ruined. It was a small fire that happened on August 15th at their main building in Kyoto. They had 8 fire engines show up. Everybody's safe. Nothing of great value was lost. The building's good. Everybody's back to work. So there you go.
What started?
It's not
it,
an
I
exciting
wonder?
I heard it was
Miyamoto. He picked up smoking again.
No.
He was like, my new hobby is fire.
They were,
My new hobby is arson.
they read the headline of an article, so they thought they were actually going to be increasing the price. So they printed out a bunch of price tags. But then when they
That's
opened
it.
the article, somebody was like, "No, we're not raising the price of the Switch." So then they burned them all
Oh,
in a trash.
I thought the
bin,
printers
and
were working so quickly that they started
No.
fire, but yours makes a lot more sense.
They just decided, you know what, we got to cover this up quick, and they burned them all.
You
and-
know, maybe by the end of the podcast, someone will get a source to tell them what caused the fire.
I think someone might be getting that.
I
source
mean,
right
it's
now.
it's enough time between now and that time. I'm sure someone could come up with the right information.
Usually when this happens and I do get some sort of source reported, it's just a quick sentence.
Oh,
and,
that's fine. I mean,
and then I can.
it's breaking news every
Riff on
week.
it.
We're happy to have it. Sokar says, must have been a Samsung or an Apple phone, I bet. Are we back into those times again? That aside, I'm glad everyone's safe. We don't need another arson incident like Kyoto Animation. Oh, what was that? I remember that incident, but I might be conflating it with another one.
the sluice.
Because
Gotta get the water.
fire, yeah, put out the fire with the water. Because there was an animation studio where there was a fire and it was just a fire. But there was another one where like an arsonist attacked the studio because he was mad about one of the projects they were putting out.
I think I remember hearing about
the Wallace and
that
Gromit
last
people?
No, what their building burned down too.
Their entire building.
Yeah, and they lost a lot of stuff, but they're back in action now.
That's why they made Chicken Run.
That was
They had to make all new characters.
The fire was long after Chicken Run.
not true.
It was. I didn't look it up. That's not true.
Are you not a fan of Chicken Run? Is that what I'm guessing?
No.
He's a huge fan of Mel
I'm-
Gibson. Loves
I'm
him.
okay with Mel Gibson, just not with Chicken Run. That's the most
That is the right
controversial
take.
statement.
Yeah, right. In the history of your controversial
I like a
statements on the
man that's
podcast.
honest.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with Chicken Run.
I've never seen it.
I saw it, but I don't remember thinking anything great about it. I like Shaun the Sheep. That was good.
I prefer Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit is the best. Yeah,
Yeah,
Telltale did those Wallace and Gromit games. Those were good too.
Never played any of the games.
They were good. They were good. That somebody did. I don't remember
And
if
somebody set fire to Telltale's headquarters.
yeah, that's a they're back in action now too. As
Oh,
Yeah.
are they?
No way.
yeah, some of the people. I don't know how many people exactly, but a good amount of the people that used to be at Telltale are back now at the new Telltale. But there's also developers that didn't work at Telltale that are part of the company now too. But yeah, they're doing Fungool. They're doing what's the wolf game they did?
Wolf Among Us.
Yeah,
That sounds right.
is that it?
I don't
I
know.
think so.
Yeah, they're doing a sequel to that. They're doing the next episodes for that. They're doing
Oh, I didn't realize they would never finished it.
Avatar. They're doing an Avatar episodic sequel, not the James Cameron, the animated Avatar.
Oh, okay.
That's the wrong take. That's
Is
the wrong take.
Telltale?
I'm actually a.
I know
I
you're
might
an
be the
Avatar
only
fan.
like Last Airbender fan at the not the movie, the cartoon.
I thought you were
What?
gonna say
Oh, at
you
the
were last
table.
At this
Airbender.
table.
Oh, I love it too. I watched it.
Did you watch all of it?
Oh, I watched all of it. I haven't watched
Okay, because last I heard you had watched like a few episodes.
got-
and you were like,
after that
I don't
conversation.
think
I
it's
went
for
back
me.
into it. Yeah,
okay, cool.
but I haven't watched
Oh,
next one. The girl.
Legend of Korra. Or whatever
Yes,
it is.
because I've heard good things about that, but I hear a more mixed reception.
Yeah,
and I know-
I liked it, but not as
Yeah.
much.
And now Netflix is doing that live action adaptation, which I'm sure
I'm
will
sure
be
that'll be
horrible
disappointing. yeah.
because the guys that do Avatar were involved and then they left because they're like, forget it.
Yeah, that's never
They're
a good sign.
Yeah,
That's not encouraging.
right,
news.
exactly. Well, the only reason I thought maybe there'd be a chance of it being good is because they were there and then they announced very publicly they were leaving, and I'm like, well, it's going to be another Cowboy Bebop situation. Hopefully not that bad.
Well, that I mean they're
Anyway,
0 for 2, at least with
screwed
what
up-
I've seen.
Screwed up Death Note,
Yep, that's the other one I was thinking of.
Cowboy Bebop.
yeah, maybe
They're doing,
maybe don't make live action versions of anime.
They're doing One Piece. I
properties.
don't
It
know
never
how
works.
you do that. Well, all right. So this is the fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice thing. But they're going to fool me twice because the Duffer Brothers and their company are going to do an episodic Death Note for Netflix because of how bad the last one went. And I'm like, the Duffer Brothers have built up enough
quit it.
goodwill for me to be like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Because Death
I'm
Note
sure that's
is
what
one of
they're
the
counting
few
on.
So why
animes
not?
or manga that can work in live action. You can do that. Like, there's nothing
But
like
let's
crazy
not.
outside of
Let's
Ryu.
not.
Yeah, maybe
Let's-
just
Oh, you don't have to. Yeah, you don't
know what I
have to.
mean?
That's
like,
fine.
Death Note's actually pretty great in
Yeah.
its original form.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like if you see what L or Light, what's the character?
L, light.
In live
Yagami.
action, it's just like, oh, what a weirdo. But in the show, it's like, oh, what a weirdo.
I get what you're saying. That's I think you described anime in general.
Yeah, you can
in
get
the
away with a
anime,
lot
you're
more
like, what a
stuff.
weirdo. But in real life, you're like, oh, what a weirdo.
It's like reading. It's like playing an RPG and reading the dialogue in your head. It
Yes.
sounds like fine, but like if you really think about it, a lot of it's cheesy and weird.
Steel Diver, is that true or is that a joke? I haven't seen Elfin Lead or Lied, however you're supposed to say it, but I don't know. Anastasia Beaverhausen says Wolf Among Us was so fun, but it's been so long, I kind of don't care about it anymore. It has been a long time, but
Yeah.
I'm happy
All
there.
those Telltale games seem like. I mean, maybe this is another pandemic thing, but it feels like forever ago.
Ages ago, you loved. Yep. Why can't I? Walking Dead.
Yes, I did.
That was great. That's the one that put them on the map, really.
Yes, most of them were really
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Telltale stuff is really good. They did a great job, but that was like their huge hit. They did. Did you play the Strong Bad games they did?
I did, and
They were good.
I played. Well, I downloaded them all, but I only completed like the first chapter or whatever it was.
Did you? No, you had. Oh, they didn't. They do the
I
Monkey
was-
Island one.
I was going to ask you
Yeah.
if they're the same
that's right.
people who did Monkey
They
Island
did.
because I've played those.
There you go. So
And
yeah.
I played the first 2 Walking Deads and really loved them. Does Clementine's story get wrapped up? Is there a third one that I didn't?
Yeah, so you could skip the third one, and then there's a fourth one that wraps up her story.
You can skip that one
Okay.
too.
They really did. I
Well,
think they did a really
it's-
good job
just
with the
kidding.
last one.
No, you're
I
not
did.
wrong, but
So there's a third one that she's not in or she is in.
she
She's-
comes in as like a secondary character, like comes in and out, but the main character is someone else completely.
But then there's a fourth one that you get to see what happens to her, or at least
yeah,
There's not a
something.
fifth, right? The fourth is the end.
it's done.
Yeah, because that came out right before they fell apart, right? Like
It-
Telltale fell
No,
apart.
it fell apart in the middle of
Oh.
releasing the game. I
Never
think
mind.
that's-
Oh,
I think
oh,
that's
yeah,
why
yeah,
I
yeah.
got
Okay, okay.
screwed up because I
Yeah.
played the 2 and then I didn't see the third or the fourth
You know,
one and kind of got
People that
Forgot
played the
about it.
Telltale games, it's not like they weren't popular. They were, but the episodic nature was just too much for people at that time. It was, I want to say it was too ahead of the time for games at the time because people, A, didn't really know much about episodic gaming, and B, didn't want to wait, and C, just forgot. Like if you're giving people the next installment 2 or 3 months down the line, some people just forget that it's happening. So that's why Don't Nod says they're not doing episodic releases anymore. They'll do games with episodic content, but it all comes out at the same time. So
That's-
Life is
I like that.
Strange
Yeah,
is
Don't
chapter
that's
based.
cool because I'll never buy a game like that again where the chapters aren't out yet.
I-
just because of that whole.
I did it with the
They're
ori-
doing that with Final Fantasy VII in a way,
It's true,
Yeah, but they're standalone.
but they're kind of.
but the wait is much longer.
but with Walking Dead, you paid for it up front. Then you
Yeah.
just didn't
okay. That's
with
right.
the
Life
rest of
is
the
Strange, when that
chapters.
came out, I paid for it one piece at a time, but the wait was still frustrating because you're paying whatever. Well, I don't remember at the time, but you're like, I hope this episode's long, and sometimes you get an episode that's like 2 hours and you're done. You're like, well, 3 more months, I guess. And so yeah, I appreciate the episodic approach to storytelling, but not the actual like 2-3 month wait of getting to the next piece of content. So
Yeah.
I think Dontnod is doing it the right way.
Deltarune's doing that to you right now, aren't they?
I know, but as far as Deltarune goes, when it's one guy making the game, he gets a pass. Like it's because also he
Can't
said
say anything bad about that guy.
he said if he was going to make Deltarune and put it all out at once, he's like it would take at best guess 7 years, and he's like I don't want people to have to wait
I
that
got
long.
time.
Get
And
to work.
here's the
I
other
ain't going nowhere.
here's the other really big point. There's 2 chapters of Deltarune now, and he put them out for free. So like.
So he's not even making money.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's not. He said very clearly,
Get
chapters
to work,
3
buddy.
through 7 are
Start
all
charging.
coming out at the same time,
Maybe if you
and
took
you
some
will have
money,
to
you'd
pay
be
one
able to
price for those. But he
Pay
said
other people to get the game done faster.
because people have to wait, I'll do chapter 1 and chapter 2
he's
free.
so
Am I
he
wrong?
fleeced everybody. He gave everybody a little hit for free,
Wait,
and now that they're addicted,
you
he's
can't
gonna pay
fleece
them.
you can't fleece anyone until there's actual exchange of money, which hasn't happened yet. When he puts out 3 through 7, and it's probably I don't know, probably be 20
He's
bucks.
pretty cocky for letting everyone know he's going to fleece them.
Very bold move to ask people to pay for content. But anyway, speaking of
Doesn't
money.
anyone care what I
Money.
think?
All right, Josh, Josh, did you play Undertale to begin with?
Sure, whatever.
I don't believe you. I thought you're Call of Duty, bro.
It would have affected him psychologically. Okay, maybe he did play it.
I was hoping you wouldn't do this, Josh. Josh singing me happy birthday. Thank you,
I am
Josh.
the world's best singer.
World's best singer. Thank you, Josh. Hello, Rosemary the Farmer. Hey, I got a question from you today, Rosemary. Oh, Josh, I was asking about Delta. Did you play Deltarune, Josh?
I'm a hardcore gamer.
I don't know what way to take that with you.
Yes, I really did.
Oh, okay. Did you like it?
Yes, I really did.
All right, thanks, Josh. I appreciate it.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
So he's got a third game he likes.
That's right. Call of Duty, Tetris, and Undertale, Deltarune. Hell yeah.
Did you know you can play Tetris for
I
free on
did.
Tetris.com?
Thank you, Josh. I did. Speaking of money and giving people money,
Money.
Pokemon Company has announced that they have a 5-year plan to donate a minimum of $25 million to, quote, a predetermined group of organizations dedicated to improving the lives of children and supporting social equity. $25 million. I mean, very nice of them. Awesome to see. But also, they make that in like a half a day
A
with Pokemon
second.
Go. But still, listen, they're giving 25 million. You can't poo-poo the company for being like, oh, only 25 million. Like, whatever. I'm not giving money to anybody. So, but they're
But
giving
20
25 million because they're making billions.
Yeah, it's nice, but like 25 million to them, what would that be to you and me? Be like $200,
Half a sandwich.
$100. Like I would donate $100 in a second.
I-
I'd donate 200 there. Pokemon group.
For years, I've donated $50 monthly to the ASPCA. So
And that's probably more than this 25 million when you look at net worths. But
what
you know
we're saying is
Good
we
for
are
them.
better and more philanthropic than Pokemon Company. I think everyone would agree. But anyway, yes, that's really cool to see and awesome for them to like put the information out there and talk about it. So Pokemon Company says they are grateful for the opportunity to give back to the communities in which it operates and where Pokemon has been so warmly received since it was first introduced. Pokemon is a brand that immediately sparks joy and has captured the imaginations. Oh, this is so stupid. They're doing 25 million because it's the 25th anniversary.
Oh,
Oh.
So when they get to the 250th anniversary,
Okay, yeah, then that's
I'm
a
sorry,
slight-
stupid of us or stupid of them?
Me, stupid of
Oh.
me. I
That'd
should
be
have known
really
that.
rude to
I
be
run
like,
a
"Oh, that's
Nintendo site and I
stupid
didn't
of
pick up
them."
on it. Curry, this is so stupid that they did
You
this.
know what they should do? They should donate 25 million twice because they always put out
Two
two
games.
games.
And a spin-off, so 15 million.
Or
for the
donate
spin-off,
$1 million 25 times.
Or
Yes.
put out $1 million for each Pokemon. How about that?
Yeah, for
Be
each
like-
of the starting Pokemon,
So 3
you
million?
get 25 million.
Oh, you mean per game? You're talking
Yeah,
about?
you know, it's getting a little tough.
Numbers.
Just send me the money, Pokemon Group. I'll
I'll
make sure
figure
it
it
gets
out.
to the right people.
Currybo says they don't have to do this, so it's nice to see.
In
And
good hands.
Currybo, that's exactly right. That's what we should be saying. They don't have to do it, but it's nice to see.
Happy birthday to Freddie Fro.
Is it really his birthday?
No.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Freddie
birthday.
Fro. I don't know if you're supposed to ask this or not, but how old are you? Piplup Water. Hello, good to see you here. Keep an eye on the chat. Is Freddie Fro in the chat?
Rosemary the Farmer is in the chat.
Oh, how old are they?
Let me see if
50?
Freddie Fro is in.
Anyway, we got a really interesting story. I want to stress that this is not confirmed, but I have analyzed the information and I agree with this rumor. Nintendo years ago talked about how I'm sorry to do this.
It's
Reggie
okay. It's all
Fils-Aimé talked about
One of my
NFTs
heroes.
and blockchain. No, that's not what we're talking about.
We talked about
29.
that
every
and he said it
week,
was
though.
going to be
How much?
legendary.
Rosemary the Farmer says it's the final year of his 20s,
Oh.
the old man.
Happy end of your 20s there.
Good Lord, I do not feel sorry for you.
So Reggie talked about how years ago employees at Nintendo of America in particular were like, there needs to be more representation in our games. And Reggie said that they talked to the people at Nintendo Company Limited in Japan and stressed
What's
that
wrong
point.
with you?
And that Nintendo's been very good about that. They're certainly doing that kind of stuff, especially in any game where you pick your avatar. Clothing is not listed by sex anymore. It's just choose what you want to wear, and they don't use the. Oh, we saw the Splatoon 3 Direct, and it revealed a whole bunch of new content, including the new band that's in the game that's called Deep Cut, and this one has 3 members. One of the members, the members are Fry, Big Man, and Shiver, but we're talking about Shiver in particular. Evidence points to Shiver being non-binary, and this is because people went through the Direct and picked apart all the information to see and went through all the directs in all different companies. While Big Man and Fry are referred to with gender-specific pronouns and terms, that never, you back me up on this stuff because you're the one I would turn to get the okay if I'm saying something wrong or stupid. But anyway, those are not used for Shiver at all in any company's presentation, any part of Nintendo. So it was a very specific thing that those terms weren't used for Shiver in particular. So people are like, that certainly seems to point to something about non-binary right now, because why go through the trouble of changing that for every single localization, whereas everybody else in the game has their pronouns tied to them. So something's certainly up. Like I said, Nintendo's not gonna discuss it. We'll have to wait for the game to come out, and
We're gonna have to
see
wait
what
for the
they say.
backlash.
We're gonna,
Exactly.
backlash already started. Trust me.
Sure.
Are these characters fish people?
It's like the man doesn't even know what Splatoon
Unbelievable.
is.
This is the 3rd game coming out, and he has no
This
idea.
is the
I'm
3rd
lost, too.
time
I
for
have no
me
idea.
in the
Well,
Splatoon. That you're fine.
What's this? What the
Character
hell's a
looks
Splatoon?
Like they've got like 2 pointy teeth. It's like vampire.
Well, they are not vampires. They are squids. Yes.
Oh,
Squid have jagged teeth. Like this?
That is not correct.
You weren't far off.
look, are they kids or are they squids?
So Nintendo's
I'm a kid,
official
you're a kid,
explanation
you're a
is
squid.
when they are out of the ink, they are kids. When they are in the ink, they're squids, which makes sense because when they go into the ink to swim, they actually
Which makes
transform into the squid body. So we have a
Wow.
Splatoon poster in here somewhere.
Yeah, they're up there.
That's a kid. That's kid form.
Squid.
We don't. I don't.
The one with
I
the
don't
super
see a
soaker.
squid.
Squid.
I got nothing
Squid
squid
pro
for him.
quid.
Sorry, but
You get
yes.
the idea, though.
So anyway, again, we'll have to wait until the game comes out to find out. For sure.
Yeah, I guess
Uh,
looking
We'll
at
just
that,
have to
that
wait
kid,
and
their
see.
teeth look sharp too.
That's right, Josh. Yes.
Forgive me. What did Reggie have to do with that story?
Oh, I was talking about how
He got the
Reggie.
ball rolling.
Yeah, when Nintendo of America's employees went to Reggie years ago and talked about how there should be more inclusion in Nintendo games.
Oh, and he said
They
no.
made the-
They finally.
What's
got
wrong
He
it.
with
did not say no. I know you
Is
don't
this
like
all in his
Reggie
book,
right
all
now.
this stuff?
Keep the dislike towards blockchain. I think deservedly so, but when it comes to inclusion conversations, Reggie is where he should be. I believe,
Yeah,
and I
that's-
think
that's fine
everybody
with
else at
me,
the table agrees with
But
that
he's
here.
he's a troll who goes on Twitter before a huge event and says it's going to be legendary.
Listen, we're
and
not
there's no
picking-
Legend of
We're
Zelda
not
announcement.
picking them apart for that. I want to stress
You
You-
underestimate the power of the dark side.
you
This
have
has been
every
going
right
on
to
for
be
months
upset
now, it
about
feels
that
like.
other stuff. I just
Okay,
want to
good.
stress for your sake,
That's all I needed to hear.
you are not upset about this discussion
Of
with
course,
Reggie.
of
Okay.
course not. No, I was just curious why he was involved.
Yes.
That was a joke, man.
Because he's the one that was at Nintendo when that ball got rolling, as Nikki Hill said.
All right, so he's like, "We'll roll this ball, but the Union ball we'll keep to myself."
We're gonna bowl that over.
We're getting
anyway,
real political. Here.
nah, union talk. Or we talk about Nintendo and unions pretty often.
And Reggie doesn't
Yeah,
shut up
mostly-
about him.
Mostly like
Actually, I think we have a
corporate
terrible story to talk
politics.
about this week with Nintendo.
Ooh.
First off, we have the most upvoted comment. I'm not going to read it in particular. It's from the Crimson Lore. He was talking about there was another portion to the story that was about pronouns and what's the word? Words that are traditionally associated with gender in Japan. And they know Japanese very well. And they were disputing some of the information, but not the part that we discussed. So I replied to Crimson. I said, thank you. Obviously, I don't know Japanese. I appreciate the information. So I removed that from the story, but the other stuff still saying certainly. And Kuribo said, a first, not if you count Animal Crossing, in my opinion. There has been some discussion about an Animal Crossing character being non-binary,
Well,
but
what
it
about
seems like,
Birdo? Or no, wait, Birdo was a lady.
yeah,
right?
Birdo is a
What
lady.
about Toad?
Nobody knows what the hell Toad
Oh,
is.
that's right.
Toad's the best.
Wasn't there
That's what he
another
is.
one?
I'm the best.
Oh no, wait. There's
Mario didn't have nipples
I was thinking of a
for
character
while.
from like Final Fight or something who was.
No, Fatal Fury. What? Oh, was it Final Fight?
Vega.
I thought it was Final.
Oh,
Fight.
Final Fight had. You're right. It wasn't a playable character though. It was like a
Yeah, it's one of the thugs. Poison.
yeah,
I think.
Poison. That's the one because he in America at that time Poison was a girl, but in Japan Poison was a boy.
Yeah, it was kind of nebulous.
Yeah. But it just
Hekigaro?
there's another fighting game franchise
I don't know.
where there was a character that was in America a girl, but in Japan trans, or implied that they were trans.
Mhm.
But in the newest installment here, they've officially confirmed
it-
the character is trans. I can't. Somebody in the
Live
chat
Alive?
knows.
There's a
No, it's not. Oh, is there really?
well, I
Guilty Gear. Thank you, Tentavision.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm interested to see that. I haven't started.
I
it yet.
well, I could be wrong. Could be wrong. It's it's the episode. It's the present day episode where you fight. It's like kind of like a Street Fighter. It's set up like
Yes.
Street Fighter, and one of the the fighters that you choose to fight. I was like, oh, I'm gonna kill this chick, and like it turned out to be a man. So I was just curious if that was.
Did you kill them anyway?
I didn't kill anybody. I beat him up.
Bridget, thank you, Tentavision. Oh, there you go. Yes, look at that. Tentavision even has an avatar related to Bridget. By the way, also, obviously, everybody at the table here is very supportive of all this kind of conversation and discussion. If we're saying anything wrong, it's my own ignorance and stupidity, and not coming from a negative place, just a place of ignorance. So please, if I'm saying something wrong, tell me. But it seems like I'm doing okay. But anyway,
You're
Splatoon 3.
You're probably doing okay, or you're probably doing better than most people when it
Thank
comes
you.
to these topics.
I appreciate that. I posted this story and I was like, here we go. And like that. So, I posted it in the comments came in. I was like,
I'm pleased that the top rated comment wasn't hate fueled.
Yeah.
I can't
Yes.
believe that.
I
well,
agree.
what do people like more on the internet than being hate fueled? They love correcting someone.
Exactly. I was just going to be like,
Yeah.
actually,
Actually.
That's right. But again, Crimson, we're just joking around. You were 100% right on that
Look
one.
at what Anastasia Beaverhausen just said. I am
I
calling
knew
the
it.
police after
I
that
knew it.
discussion.
I'm getting the 911's being called because I got a lodge a complaint with GoNintendo HR. Okay. What time are we at? Oh, I got time. All right. Moving on. Oh yeah, we did see. I guess okay. This is not a happy story. I'm
jeez.
gonna. I don't think I need to preface
That
this,
poor
but
Underestimate the power of
what
the
did
dark
Reggie do
side.
now?
when we get, I was gonna say, get your jokes out now because when we
Right.
get into this, I don't want any
All right,
joking
all right.
commentary. As most people at the table know, Nintendo has been, well, as Dew was saying, there's been some union busting stuff at Nintendo supposedly through their contractor, which we are not happy about. But this is, it's more serious. I'm going to say it's more serious. Union stuff sucks. Don't get me wrong. But this is sexual harassment stuff. So Kotaku did, I don't know if expose is the right word because that always makes people think like extra salacious, but they did an expose on Nintendo. They talked to some employees that were contracted employees. So again, not working at Nintendo of America, but working for Nintendo of America through a contracted company. And they were doing game testing. And a few of the employees have said that they suffered sexual harassment while they were at this position. And some of them ended up leaving the company because they didn't want to be a part of this and nothing was being done. They obviously raised the complaints with their contracted company. I don't remember their name off the top of my head. What was that? Aerotech. Thank you, Nikki Hill. But also, as far as we know, Nintendo was made aware of these allegations as well. Now, it's stuff that ranges from Microsoft Teams conversations where it was like very much, unfortunately, it sounded like a boys club, like that Activision situation.
Oh, with the Bill Cosby
Yeah,
room?
where, so we're just talking about online chat, but it was very much like uncomfortable comments where employees raised concerns about this with people in the chat, and they were like, whatever, we're just joking.
Yeah, exactly. Then it's just like, oh, well, you can't take a joke.
Yeah.
And what the killer for me, look, I have no room in my world for any of that business. And I would report it in a second. I would do whatever I needed to do. But the fact that they were able to have this conversation in a forum that has like a permanent product, right? Like you could screenshot, it's one thing to like overhear a conversation and it becomes, he said, she said, but for this to have been indelibly,
it's not a public forum,
but I mean,
I get what you're saying.
Like
I just want to stress,
anyone could,
we can't all go in and see it,
right? But
it's a work thing.
But that you would feel comfortable speaking in that way in the workplace.
Well, unfortunately, some people don't think it's a big deal. Even if you don't think it's a big deal because of ignorance or immaturity,
you have
whatever.
To know it's
when someone raises
like,
when someone raises the point,
you don't double down and say like, oh, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, like that's
just they're ignorant.
Well, listen, if somebody's going to be to the point where they're like, as sad as it is to say, if someone was like, they still felt that way and their mind didn't change, but they stopped doing what they were doing, at least I can take that. Like, I don't like that the person's doing it and I want them to change. But if they're going to be like, listen, I don't get it, and woke BS and all this stuff, but they stop doing it, okay, because the complaint's made
what
and
rules,
it stopped.
you sons of bitches.
Right. So but that's not what happened here. But I want to stress, not that this is insignificant by any means, because it's not. Employees felt uncomfortable and they said something and nothing happened. That's wrong. But situations went further than that. And at least situations went further than that. Judicial system. But at least one person said that they were pushing, how do I say this? They were approached repeatedly by someone and kept turning them down. And the person began stalking them, like where they live, following them. Like, we're talking about like real bad stuff. And nothing happened. I believe, don't quote me on this, go read the Kotaku article. We have it linked. I believe they left the company because of that. And rightfully so. They felt unsafe. So if you want to read like the very specific, and I will say uncomfortable details, like your trigger warning, there you go, because it's going to be some very uncomfortable stuff. You can go read the Kotaku article. But Nintendo was made aware of this. The contracting company was made aware of this. This is the second time we've seen this kind of report this year, I want to say. I can't think of any other time in my history covering Nintendo where this has happened. So either it's been quiet for a very long time.
It sounds like they're doing better than most companies.
Or as far as people reporting, yes. Yeah. But I want to stress this very much. I run a Nintendo site. I love Nintendo's games. I am not supporting, I'm not going to be like, they only did it twice, so, it's okay. one instance is too much. Nintendo needs to do something about this. We've reached out to Nintendo for a statement. I guarantee they will give a statement, but it's going to be a statement that comes out at the same time for everybody in the press. So we're not going to get a
Are they
specifically
just going
worded
to say
statement
we
for
don't
us.
comment on rumors or speculation?
It's going to be Reggie doing that shrug gif from the internet.
Say,
So it's
"You
going to
won't
be.
believe what we did with that person."
You hear about the Switch price increase? It's not happening.
That's encouraging.
They're gonna put out one statement that goes out to everybody, very carefully worded. I don't remember if I linked it here, but we did have an update later in the week. Nintendo didn't release a public statement, but the very next day, or perhaps later that same day, Nintendo of America's president now, Doug Bowser, went in and released a statement to the company internally and was very specific. He's like, "We've heard, we've seen, this is not right, we're investigating." So not a public statement yet, but the internal statement that has been verified as true. Encouraging. Very upsetting that this has happened already. Unfortunately, and this is not me saying Nintendo, it's okay, because it's not. But unfortunately, this is a thing that happens at a lot of companies, and it should not.
If they were unionized,
But
people would be better represented.
well, hopefully, whatever the outcome of is for this is, it lends to a better work environment altogether for everyone. Because listen, as I said, I love Nintendo's games. I am not going to pretend like this didn't happen. I'm not going to cover it like any other story, or I'm not going to cover it unlike any other story. Everything that happens, I will be covering, yes. And depending on how bad it gets, I don't know where things will take me, but this is Nintendo news. I know we talk about Splatoon and joke about stupid stuff all the time, and I love covering the game side, but this is important. Also, final note, this is Nintendo of America specifically, not Europe, and not the headquarters in Japan. So I'm not saying things don't happen there, but I am saying no reports have come in from there. So very much a Nintendo of America problem right now.
This is encouraging. Sneaker Hack says, in my opinion, this is out of the ordinary. I've worked at 3 large software companies, and almost everyone is very accepting and kind.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's kind of
that's good.
It's a nice perspective
I do
to
like
hear.
to hear that. I will say personally, and this has nothing to do with Nintendo, this has to do with my job of covering Nintendo news. I have been in chats with game publishers and PR before where uncomfortable things have been said, but either myself or other people have always spoken up, and then it's not an issue anymore. So hopefully that's what happens here. We don't want a third report. It needs to stop here. And Nintendo's statement will probably come this week. If I know how Nintendo operates, it'll probably come out Monday or Friday. They're going to put out a statement without a doubt. I guarantee that. When we had a story like this last time about unions in that instance, I decided not to read the top comment. I always read the first comment on the site because it's the first comment, good or bad. That time I decided to skip it because of the subject matter that was discussed. I recognize, as much as I disagreed with the statement and I didn't want it to become an argument on the podcast because I know what side we would fall on, in the interest of the show, I skipped it and moved on because I knew it would have become a thing. I was wrong in doing that. I should read the comment whether we agree or disagree with it. I'm just asking for anybody here, if we ever hit on a comment that enrages you, try to keep it as, you're allowed to rebut, but let's keep it as civil as we can. With that said, Noxide
What
left a
rules,
comment.
you sons of bitches?
Jordan Peterson says, Noxide says, he quotes my article where I said previous issues were about union busting allegations. And Noxide says, good. Unions should be squashed before they infect the workforce. I bet you these sickos are only using sexual harassment allegations as a way to sneak in their agendas. I think I will say for everybody at the table, we strongly disagree. We strongly disagree with this statement. But as I said, I will read your comment. It was number 1 comment. So if anyone else would like to do a civilized rebuttal, go right ahead. I know
It's not
people
gonna be civilized if I open my mouth. So.
Doing I just locked eyes and
It looks
decided
like
against.
the next comment is a civilized rebuttal, right?
Yeah, but
We don't need to
I
read it.
don't
We're
want
not
to
gonna get
do
into
that
that.
because I don't want to be like
I'm
every time
saying,
there's a comment.
If anyone wants to know a rebuttal, go to the
Yes,
site.
But that was the first comment,
Time
or that
for
was
me.
that was the upvoted
not
comment?
most upvoted, just first. There's no most upvoted one on this one, so that's That's
Feels-
encouraging.
feels a little better.
right?
Mhm.
Right? Encouraging. But there you go. I agree with you on the point that I should have read the comment. You are correct. And now the comment has been read. And now, what better time is there for an ad break?
Nice.
Josh, can you throw me to? Oh no,
We'll
wait,
be
Josh,
right
don't.
back
Josh, shut up, Josh. All
You wanna
right,
take that, Josh.
Shout out to my bros.
Call of Duty, bro.
Thought he
All
just
right,
said
Josh,
shut
you want
up.
to throw me to commercial now?
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Do you love Japan and video games? Well, so do we. We're Kinsey and Mark from Kyoto Indie Devs Chuhai Labs. Join us twice monthly for games, silly Japan news, and all-around nonsense. We stink at making commercials.
We fucking got this one, bro.
Be sure to stop by the Chuhai Labs Discord to chat about our games or ask us questions.
Two High Labs and the Nasty Labs podcast. We're legally the best.
Video Deathloop is the show where we watch a short video clip on loop until we just can't take it anymore. Along the way, we'll try our best to make each other laugh and to hold out longer than the other guy. Come in on any episode. Video Deathloop. New episodes every Friday.
I have. Dude, do you want to do the ad read?
Yes.
All right, let me get you your music.
Hurry up already.
I'm going. I'm not even going to say anything. Thank you. This is the royalty-free music. Oh, this is a live ad read. If you want to comment, you go right ahead. Do you see? Well, never mind.
Abilities. I'm just kidding. Ad read. Class is back in session, and HyperX has the grade A gear you need for dorm life.
Mom Brain is
Remote
so
classes,
upset that class is back in session.
and for schooling folks online. Shop the HyperX back to school deals going on at hyperx.com to help make your return to student life a breeze.
Thank you. That was good.
Thank you.
Those HyperX things are going to fly off the shelf.
Well,
Hey,
when you believe in what you
HyperX.
do, you don't work a day in your life.
Enough with the back to school business.
Yeah, you know,
knows?
I got to say, when I hear an ad say back to school, it starts me off angry right away. But
Yeah.
Back to
Just me.
school.
Did you ever do one of those TikTok things where the voiceover challenge?
No.
Not even on your own, and then you didn't publish it?
Where I can do like the John C. Reilly impersonation and then make it sound like Owen Wilson.
Did you ever do an impression of a Zelda character, maybe?
Uku.
I was thinking of the video you just
Oh.
sent us, but I'll take Uku.
Oh yeah. What? Oh, ahoy!
There you go. By the way, last week after my Contra Wars death noise, somebody put the original death noise in the chat so people could compare to what they were calling my cat meow. But I still think it sounds similar.
No, you've got a knack for all that stuff, whether it be just acapella singing or doing the sound effects. But one of my personal favorites is when you do the you do like a good Streets of Rage 2 picking up a turkey. Oh my god, that is, I mean, it's like it's right on the Genesis itself.
I could taste that garbage can turkey right now.
It's like boo.
It's like
It is like
don't forget, everybody, do baseball.
do
So
baseball.
But that sound effect is
Do
is a
baseball.
little different than the one that Mom Brain mentioned along like maybe 2 years ago or something.
I
Or-
vaguely remember this. Yeah, I vaguely remember this, but what was that for?
That's just the sound that you make while you're working or something.
Yeah. All the time. All the
I do
time.
that all the time. That's
And,
true.
and what's the turkey sound?
God,
Mine
so
is
subtle, but
I
so
feel like
odd.
I feel like Vanilla Ice right now. Mine is, but the original is.
And what about
And I'm
that,
sure
that
if
good
you
one
look-
that Kirby does?
Kirby, this person
Yeah,
or
the
Kirby the
Earthworm
character?
Jim one.
Oh,
Oh, the
Yeah.
perfect. Spot
Does
on.
that you do that? You do a good Ariba. You do a good
The lesser known Ariba.
yeah. You do a good Hi, I'm sweaty.
Oh, please. That's why it's on the
You got it on
soundboard.
the soundboards. Yeah.
My brain, it's your time to
Oh,
shine.
I was
it was
letting
waiting-
Kirby
waiting
do
for
it.
me.
Oh, Kirby, you want to compare?
Hey, I'm ready.
Yeah, I don't think.
Luigi, what do you think of that? How?
Oh my
There
god.
you go. Wario, any comments?
Oh my God!
I think I like the Wario one better.
The Wario one's really growing on me. I mean, I do love that Luigi sounds like Betty White, but the Wario one's pretty good.
Oh my God!
Hey, we got a story about your favorite guy, Reggie.
All right.
For Spielbergo, Reggie Fils-Aimé used to be the president of Nintendo America. He is not anymore. He moved on. He retired.
And we used to like him a lot.
He was like the greatest guy ever.
When he was at Nintendo, he was fantastic. I will say I don't dislike him like dude does now. He's big now talking about like blockchain and NFTs and all that stuff. So we're like, this sucks. But anyway, he wrote a book about his time at Nintendo and other stuff. So he's doing like the book tour circuit, like doing interviews all the time. So we get some snippets about Nintendo. But anyway, Reggie talked about how back in 2019, Nintendo was working on an adaptive controller like Microsoft. Microsoft, I don't remember when they put it out, but they have an adaptive controller for those who have different physical needs when it comes to playing video games. So it's a controller that basically has like plug and play parts on it. And it could be like literally like giant palm-sized buttons, or the adapter that lets you do things through mic commands or blowing through the sensor to do things. Whatever you need a controller to do, Microsoft has made pieces and parts for you to build your own controller, no matter what your needs are, which is awesome. And Reggie says that Nintendo was also working on one of those back in 2019, but he doesn't know what happened to it because they were still working on it when he left the company. So he doesn't know if it's ever going to see the light of day. But that's a piece of information we didn't ever know. And Nintendo certainly seems like a type of company that would do an adaptive controller. And more important, and this also goes to Microsoft's credit, the adaptive controller was going to be platform agnostic. So it would work on everybody's systems, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X or S, PC, Switch, works on all of them. And again, Microsoft got the ball rolling because they're the one that did the first adaptive controller that was platform agnostic like that. And so if you have that controller, you can use it on your Switch or your PlayStation.
Did that come out?
I don't remember when they put that out.
Did it
That's
come out
literally what
before
it's called, is
2019?
the Xbox adaptive controller, huh?
Did it come out before 2019?
I think so. I'm going to say, look it up for me, please.
Nintendo was like, we don't need
We'll
to.
do it too.
Well,
Nintendo
is
Microsoft's
like known for making changes to their systems, and then other companies like stealing those ideas or utilizing those ideas. They might not want to put something out if somebody else already did.
Well, the other, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like Nintendo or innovators. Yeah, like can't they come up with something better?
Well, it's not about better.
Like, we can't really.
So years ago, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo all joined together and put out a joint statement together saying they have done a poor job with accessibility for gamers that are in need of special controllers like this. And they were going to work together to make things that worked for everybody's systems and for different able-bodied gamers, or what's the opposite? Able-bodied, and like able-bodied is not the correct term, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean,
okay. So anyway, they all came out to say they were working together, which is, I don't remember when they made that statement, but that's probably why Nintendo started working on something. But yeah, I don't know when their
coin
Xbox.
The term for our podcast, the boring-bodied.
Boring-bodied.
You know, we're just boring the average body. You know,
or like
so
normie-bodied.
Normies, that's big on the internet. So I don't know when Microsoft's came out, but it might align with
September 4th, 2018.
There you go. So that's the go-to one for everybody right now. No matter what system you have, you can get plug-and-play pieces for that. But yeah, it's not about like I don't want to say it's not about innovation, because that is an innovative controller. That's a great idea. It's more about just creating something that people need. So again, Nikki Hill could be right. It could be Microsoft put out that, and Nintendo's like, well, that's the perfect solution. We don't need to do anything. So they stopped theirs. Nintendo's had projects before that they've either shelved completely or just haven't released yet, like the sleep thing that they were working on, and the vitality sensor that they worked on for a long time and then stopped. So Nintendo's always got that weird stuff going on.
Inflatable horse.
That inflatable horse. A rocking horse that they never put out for the Wii. Oh man, they have that giant star button controller that was literally just a star. So yeah, Reggie says they were working on one, but he doesn't know.
How does that work?
Well, that's why they didn't put it out. Well, that's very much like an adaptive controller at the time. We don't know what else went with it, but one giant. Some games only use one button.
In my day, if you wanted the upper hand, you put that NES zapper right up to the TV. That's what you did.
I mean, we're talking about a company that invented the Virtual Boy. I mean, they can do anything.
The most innovative
Yes,
system ever. That's sitting right there. That's right. Yeah. We were talking about this. So Nintendo had the Wii U prior. I'm sorry, the W Urine.
Yeah,
They
it's
had
not the best title. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
it's a
We all
horrible
agree on
name
that one,
right
yeah.
off the bat. So that system was a failure for Nintendo and sold just under 14 million units. Not great for
Pathetic.
any system, especially coming off the Wii with moved over 100 million units. But to put things in perspective, the Virtual Boy didn't even sell 1 million units. It sold like 760,000 before Nintendo was like, pull the plug. Nobody's buying this thing.
Yeah, they dropped the ball there.
I don't know why they thought a non-portable portable system that only had red and black colors didn't take off. I mean, it's just crazy that people. I remember when I saw it, like I played it in Sears, and I was like,
My eyes hurt.
my eyes did hurt.
That's probably your
I
first
liked it, but I mean, let's put it this way:
Where's the
I'm a huge
eyeglass at
Nintendo
Sears,
fan.
Mommy?
I didn't buy one. Like I was like,
Yeah, that's saying
I don't
something.
know how you like I didn't know how I was supposed to play it because it's portable in the sense that you can pick it up and put it somewhere, but it also didn't have a strap, so you couldn't wear it on your head, so you had to sit up against the table to look into. Like I
I
don't
feel
know.
like we have a picture somewhere of you laying on the
Yeah,
floor
with a
with
rag.
You
it.
don't have the stand for this one.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
if
with
you
it
wanted to
on
play
top
it,
of your face.
Put a rag where my or
Yeah.
for the bridge of your nose.
of your nose
Yeah.
is right.
The
But-
migraines were the best part.
Here's the sad thing. It was the last project of Gunpei Yokoi, who was like one of Nintendo's biggest innovators. Like he's the man responsible for the Game Boy. Like he did so many great things. And Gunpei Yokoi was the guy that steered the Virtual Boy. It wasn't good. He took like the fall for it, and then the poor man got hit by a car and died. Like it's a horrible story. It's a horrible, horrible story. His legacy ends with that. But people, I don't want to say fondly look back on the Virtual Boy now, but it's an oddity nowadays. You know, it had good games. They were delivered
But
terribly.
if he had he lived, he'd still. I mean, maybe not today, but like he would have stayed with Nintendo, right? It's not like they
I
kicked him out of the
don't
company.
remember
from that,
if
or-
he left of his own volition or if they
Yeah, did they like
fired
shame him into quitting?
It
Or
was like
something?
Well, the
Iwata
thing-
didn't pay himself.
The thing in Japan is a company doesn't really have to shame you. You feel the shame. You take on the shame
Did
yourself.
he get
They're-
hit by a car on his way out of the office?
hell of a last day, man. I don't think it was that
no.
day. No,
Like, he's
but
carrying his box of things, and then his like stapler and everything go flying.
is it? Are we far enough out from his death that I can joke about it?
It was like what, the mid '90s?
Because I
just paid
heard
him
he got hit
tribute.
by a car because he was wearing a Virtual Boy.
Oh.
No, that's
It's
Man.
impossible.
Oh,
There's no
I'm
strap.
sorry.
You're a real
I'm
jerk.
sorry.
You're a
No
jerk,
strap.
you know that?
You don't even know who Gunpei Yokoi is.
I call BS.
So anyway, Gunpei Yokoi, rest in peace. He made some great stuff for Nintendo. Just not everything can be a hit, but I got a Virtual Boy. Damn it,
He
your
was ahead
legacy
of his
lives on here.
time. I don't
He
know.
was ahead of his time. Nintendo was for a long time obsessed with virtual reality, quote unquote, and 3D,
Which
and
the
they
Virtual Boy
realized
does
both
not
of those.
represent in any way.
They got their 3D. It just took decades. So Gunpei Yokoi lived on through the 3DS. Definitely, that was very much honoring his.
Could you imagine
initiatives.
how his reaction would be to look at the 3DS and be like, I don't have to like wear goggles?
Too
for
many
this?
colors. Yeah, I mean, when I was at E3 and we were getting to play the 3DS for the first time, I was like, 3D without glasses, how this can't be possible. And I played it on the show floor, and I was like, this is like, I can't
Yeah, I
even believe
remember.
this works. I
remember.
can't.
I still,
Mind-boggling.
that exhausts my eyes.
Some people it does.
Like so I'm just thinking. So I was just at the neurologist, and I have like a until now undiagnosed disorder of one of my eyeballs,
Oh,
and I'm
no.
wondering if that
the
had
3DS.
anything
Oh
to
yeah,
do
right.
with it. Like
No.
I wonder if
Were you older than 7 when you played?
yeah.
Then your eyes are past that formative stage. You're okay.
No, I'm not saying it gave me
Oh,
the issue. I'm
that's why
saying
it
like
hurt you
that's
so
why
much, yeah.
it like
Oh,
was so difficult.
Definitely.
Oh,
You ruined your
yeah.
eyes, definitely. Okay. Gunpei Yokoi, just because I want us to talk about his goods versus his one bad. Not even bad.
Yeah, I
misstep.
like. I sincerely hope that he is better remembered for his successes than
By
this one
Nintendo
failure.
fans, yes.
Okay.
By the average person doesn't know who the hell he is. So I guess he's remembered for his good stuff.
Wasn't there a character in a game based on him or something?
That is Koji Kondo, who is the
Who's
the
still
likeness
alive.
of Tingle.
No. There's a
Is it really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
there was
Yeah.
a game or a
They're like, this guy
character
looks
that
like
was,
you, and he was like,
named
"Oh."
after
And he
him?
didn't sue them?
Aw.
He works for him, huh?
Thought there was a game or a character or something.
There's another game called Gunpei,
Yeah.
but it's not a Nintendo game.
Okay.
I believe it's named for him. Yeah. But anyway, here's the
okay.
important stuff. Here's what he did at Nintendo. This is like a who's who list. He was the guy who made the Game & Watch. Literally Nintendo's first video game thing.
So
He made
he's
that.
Mr. Game & Watch.
He's the guy who made the
he
first
was-
Love Hotel.
He was the original he was the original designer of the Game Boy. He was the man that steered
Like how
the
it
projects,
works or what it looks like.
the original designer in and out. In and out and in and out and in and out. He was the one that steered projects like Kid Icarus and Metroid. And most importantly, his biggest creation, the directional pad. He
Oh, the
invented
D-pad.
the D-pad.
To those in the know, it's the D-pad.
Before that, it was
For
just
super
what, a
fans.
joystick, right?
In arcades, yeah, joystick.
And
We're like
guitar
Because for
ball.
the Game & Watch, he's like, we need something to control the character.
Paddle,
what do,
yeah.
what do we do in this like little portable thing? And he invented the D-pad.
It's funny because it seems like something that you wouldn't have had to invent because it's like, oh, it's so obvious. Obviously, you'd need a D-pad, but
Yeah.
like before a D-pad, I guess you didn't know what a D-pad was.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
the paddle,
Thank you,
the paddle
Gunpei.
controlled
The
by
real
the-
visionary though was whoever invented the running pad.
the power pad?
No, the running pad.
Oh, for like track and field?
Yeah, the power pad.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah. I don't know who
Genius.
invented that. Let's look it
Absolute
up.
Genius.
I want to know that.
the
I thought you were
unsung-
going to say whoever
unsung heroes
invented
of
the
Dance
Well,
Revolution.
the power glove.
the
too,
power
I guess.
glove. That's what I thought you were going to say.
So bad.
Power pad creator. You know, I didn't play a power pad until our high school years. Like I never had one.
I find that hard to believe.
God,
but
man.
Yeah, and
I
I
find it
never
really hard to believe considering that you passed the Presidential Fitness Award without
yeah, that's true.
It's about
the
time we
help-
hang that up in here.
without the help of a power pad.
That's right.
to keep you fit.
All I can get just quick look. Oh, this is interesting. The power pad, originally known as the family trainer, which I knew in Japan, and in the States it was called for a very short time Family Fun Fitness. It was the power pad together with track and field. The power pad was originally developed by Bandai Namco, which is also still around and works very closely with Nintendo. So I don't know who at Bandai Namco did it, but there you go.
It was Mr. Pac-Man.
It was
Pac-Man
Pac-Man.
did it. Get to work, Pac-Man. Oh my
doesn't
God,
even have
Pac-Man's 40 and I'm 40. Puckman, if you will. Anyway, what am I talking about? Reggie, he did stuff and he said things. Oh, the adaptive controller. Yeah. So if Nintendo's still working on it, who the hell knows? But the Crimson Lore says, interesting that it was meant to work with other hardware outside Nintendo's ecosystem, as that's not something Nintendo usually does. I hope it's still on track to release one day. The more accessibility, the better. You can't argue with that. Great comment. I totally agree. Yeah. Putting another one out there, it helps people do what they need to do. So, Mom Brain, can I get a drum roll, please?
You sure can.
Doing I'm very excited to. There's less news than usual this week. Somebody's just waiting for their time in the spotlight for their releases. Sorry, can I
Someone
get it again?
starved for attention.
Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes has officially surpassed 1 million units sold.
That's just as much as the Virtual Boy. Congratulations, Fire
That's
Emblem.
not what I thought you were going to say.
A lot of people are excited for this
Hey,
game.
there we go. Yeah, so again, that's the second Fire Emblem spinoff in the Muso series, and that one has also broke 1 million units sold, and it did so. When
Sorry,
did this
what's a
game release?
Muso?
play
June.
to
It released
find
in
out.
June. So for a spinoff of Fire Emblem, it already broke 1 million units sold. Muso is we call them Warriors games, so Dynasty Warriors, the
What about
Dynasty Warriors
Frank?
franchise.
Oh,
And these are their, just to put this in perspective, Dynasty Warriors is a franchise that's been around since the PS2. And these
Sounds right.
spin-offs are the most popular Muso or Warriors games for Koei Tecmo. So the Zelda one and the Fire Emblem one. So there you go. Just goes to show you stick the right franchise in there, and people will buy this. I mean, there's.
For
I've played
$1.
them. I love the Zelda ones. I don't really like Dynasty Warriors in general. I played it on PS2 when it first came out because that was the thing.
I remember playing like at whatever it was,
EB Electronics Boutique.
Yeah, they had
or
like a
GameStop?
display where you could play it like outside the
I
store.
remember playing it
I think-
too. It was the most. For me, it was mind blowing.
Well, that was
amazing.
at the
Oh, yeah.
time they were like, "This is only possible because of the power of the PS2. This many people on the
yeah,
screen
all
and
those
all that
characters
stuff."
on
Yeah.
screen, but then like eventually you realize that like these games are like kind of redundant.
All these
Oh,
people
yeah.
on the screen and they're not moving.
They're
They're
all
just
just, like,
looking
standing
at us.
there
Yeah.
waiting to be beaten up.
Yeah.
It's like the movies. Yeah.
To be fair, the games have evolved since then. To be fair,
I'm sure.
fair.
Do I have Tubi?
Oh, very good. To be fair, they haven't evolved a great deal. This one is the most evolved one since then because it's got a whole subset of other stuff that you do, but you're still running around beating the crap out of tons of people.
Yeah.
But they have
wiping
been-
out entire armies by yourself.
Here you go. Currybo says, to be honest, the formula is pretty fun. I'd take another Age of Calamity style game for sure. Me too. That was a hell of a fun one.
Clan Hamity.
Clan Hamity. Sean Clan Hamity. Here's a quick note for you guys. If you are a Switch Online, is this just Switch Online? I'm supposed to know this stuff. Yeah, I think this is just Switch Online. If you are a Switch Online member, you are.
I am.
You are.
I am.
You are.
Yeah,
I
thanks to
am.
your account.
Yeah, for the family plan, baby. Now, your free game is Pokken Tournament DX in honor of the 2022 Pokemon World Championships, which are going on right now. So from August 18th to the 24th, you can use your Switch Online account to play Pokken Tournament DX as much as you want. No limits on the game at all. You can play it as much as you want, the full game. After the 24th, it will be removed from the free trial thing for Switch Online members, but
With peace and love.
in the bin. But the game has a 30% off sale until August 31st. So if you play Pokken Tournament DX and you're like, I really like this, I want to play it more, you can buy the game. Your save data goes over to the full game, and you get 30% off the full game. So there you go. Currybo says, got to fight them all. Pokken. Currybo is on top of the top comment system.
So it is a Pokemon game.
Yeah, it's Tekken and Pokemon together.
Oh, okay.
That's a
There
weird
you go.
crossover.
Nice. I would like to be Heihachi Mishima, please.
Ooh.
That's right. That's right.
Can I have the millionaire music, please?
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
This
there's
is
two different
unplanned.
ones.
The question, no. Yeah, give me that one. I'll take that one. Do Michaels.
Yes.
Can you name another Tekken character?
Of course. Law.
Oh, all right. There you go. Stop the music. He's good. Yeah, all right.
Paul.
Who was the guy with the jaguar head?
King.
I didn't know you remembered all these names. Wow.
Dude,
Good for
when
you.
I played Tekken 2 on the place, it's the reason I didn't get a Nintendo 64, as sad as that is.
Love fighting games.
Because, and that's funny because I don't really care for fighting games, which is why you said that.
I
But
know.
like, it was one of those experiences where it was like, oh my god, I'll never see graphics
this is the
this
future.
good.
Yeah.
And like, when you look back at Tekken 2, it's ridiculous how horribly like polygonal it is or whatever. Thank you. But
Polygonal.
but yeah, it does not look as good as I remember. But that's
yeah.
and that's funny because it's like in the wheelhouse of what we talk about all the time, where it's like, at the time it was the most amazing thing, but you can't even play it today. Whereas you could play a Super Nintendo game
Yeah.
if you went back
Yeah.
far enough. But
I
like,
didn't
for
get
Mario
into it
Kart, right?
on the Super Nintendo. That does
That
make
one-
people sick. Yeah, with the mode
ooh,
7.
Yeah, that's a rough
It's
one.
like the sky is just like a solid tint.
The game's like a
As
fever
long as
dream.
you concentrate on the carts,
Yes,
you'll be
you
okay.
need that focus point of just the car. Yeah,
It's like if you get seasick, you have to look at the horizon.
yeah. It's funny because there was a third topic I was considering talking about before we got into news that is related to graphics, but I was like, this will be like a 40-minute thing. I'm not getting into it, but it was
It's already a
someone
3-hour show.
on that game show that I love on the College Humor thing.
Floor's Law.
Actually, that game show.
Oh yeah.
They were some woman on the show went on a rant about like how she loves Breath of the Wild and it looks fantastic, and she's like, you know what? All the other ones suck. And somebody else on the panel was like, whoa, what are you talking about here? And she's like, how about you give me a Legend of Zelda with more than 11 pixels? And I was like, I was so mad that I swiped off of TikTok and I was like, I'm done. Forget it.
Wow.
But before I swiped off, the person responded by saying, "Well, you can be loud and you can also be wrong at the same time." And I was like, "That's
Ooh,
pretty good." But I was
louder.
like, "This ruined my day. Forget it. I'm out. I'm not getting involved in it."
Was it yesterday on your birthday?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it
I'm
was.
so
Yeah,
sorry.
it was. It made me it made me irrationally mad, and I was like, I'm mad. I almost unfollowed the account, but I was like, I love this game show though. It wasn't the host's fault. It's just some jerk on there.
Fault the game show.
Oh, you know,
I didn't.
you know who doesn't like Breath of the Wild? Xavier
Serial
Woods.
killers.
You know,
who's
Xavier
Xavier
Woods,
It's a bit unfair.
WWE superstar. Xavier Woods, New Day guy.
Okay.
He's a
Related
weird
to
one with
James Woods,
games.
or-
Like he likes a ton of games, but they're the ones that he doesn't like are very odd choices.
Yeah, the only reason I know this is because I was, I don't know, maybe this was on like Twitch TV or something, but like G4 has their own channel, and he
Yes.
was like a guest on some show, and he just
He's
happened to
a,
mention it.
He's not a guest. He's like a regular
Oh,
host
he's
on.
okay, I didn't realize
He
that.
hosts. So he's on Attack of the Show sometimes. He's on. There's another show I don't remember, but he hosts their new version of Arena as well, which is like where two people just come in and play each other in a game.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, he's always wanted to be a G4 host. They brought G4 back, and they're like,
Oh,
"Do you want to be a
good
host?"
for him.
So
But
yeah.
anyway,
He-
my point is, if you think that Breath of the Wild is the only good Zelda game, you're wrong.
Yes.
And if you don't like Breath of the Wild, you're also wrong.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
I like those points.
You know, if it was opinion, I would say careful now, but that's a fact. You said two facts. So, yeah, like I said,
It's my opinion that it is a fact.
got very
I
angry
can't
with
believe
your
they
role.
hired somebody for G4 that doesn't like Zelda. I mean, that seems wrong.
Well, he likes Zelda, but
He
he doesn't
does,
like
but-
Breath of the Wild.
Oh, it's just the one.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Listen, Breath of the Wild's, if there's going to be one you don't like, your two choices are Majora's Mask or Breath of the Wild because they're both very
And
different.
we all know
Your
the
one
correct
choice
choice.
is Majora's Mask.
So you're, if somebody was like, I hate A Link to the Past, I'd be like, do you even like video games? Like, it's one where you're like, you wouldn't pick that Zelda. Pick Zelda 2. We love Zelda 2. It's the weirdest one.
I guess I could.
You can't listen. You would disagree with it, but you could at least see a path to somebody saying
I
that.
guess.
The real answer is Link's crossbow training.
Give that answer. Sure.
Yeah,
My
sure.
least favorite Zelda game is Link's Crossbow Training, and you have to say, that's not like a mainline Zelda game, right? And then we'd see what we'd say after that.
I feel like that's the cop out of like when you're asked in an interview, like, oh, what is one of your weaknesses? And you're like, well, my one weakness is that I work just too hard.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. What Zelda game did you
I'm
like?
too nice.
Crossbow Training is my
Yeah.
least favorite. Anyway, moving on to a game a lot of people are excited about. Splatoon. I love it so much, dude. I'm not making fun of you.
Bang,
It
bang,
seriously
bang.
makes me smile every time I say it.
It's a great catchphrase.
It is. It is. Splatoon 3. We found out thanks to Oatmeal Dome, who does some. Why can't I think of the term? You go digging through code for stuff.
Code digging?
A hacker.
Data miner.
A hacker.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Data miner.
Code
No.
I
digging.
said code digging.
Code digging.
Quit digging in your code.
He went snooping through the Splatoon 3, whatever it's called, the demo that's coming out on the 27th. He went snooping through that because it has stuff related to the
Go
main
ahead.
game. And he
Snoop
found
around.
out there's some interesting things going on behind the scenes with the game. First off, Nintendo's using a new, I want to get the technology right because I don't talk about tech too often. They're using a new in-house server system. It's called NPLN. This is important because Splatoon 3 is mostly an online game. So this game allows for all the new lobby features that are in Splatoon 3, which would basically be impossible or very improbable with what Nintendo was using before. Also, there is potential for this server setup to allow for better connections to players with worse latency than you, which is very important in an online game. So that's good stuff. This game is also using... Now, we saw a patent for Nintendo doing something related to this, and now we see what game they're implementing it with. AMD's Fidelity FX Super Resolution 1.0. What the hell does that mean? It's a thing that takes a lower resolution texture and makes it appear higher resolution. So it uses less data and can do it in a quicker time and just approximates what a higher resolution texture would look like. So takes up less space in the game for you to download, takes less time for the game to load in the texture. It can process this data faster over a wider source of your input, whatever the screen is showing at the time. So it's a smart way to make something look better with less space. Splatoon 3 is using that as well. Again, things you would never, ever hear Nintendo talk about, ever, which is why data miners go in and look at that stuff. Purbo says, I love hearing that Nintendo is using things like Fidelity FX. Hopefully their next system has the hardware capability of using DLSS. That's basically like the next step up. There you go. North America. Yes.
I was going to say, I'm not playing it unless it has ray tracing.
It doesn't have ray tracing. I'm so
I'll
sorry.
probably still play
How
it.
many teraflops does it?
Oh, I don't know.
You're gonna
Nintendo's not going to tell us.
You're gonna play
He
that?
played Splatoon 2.
I played the second one. That was fun. We had a
Game
good
for
2
kids.
weeks with that.
We had
yeah.
Salmon, man, squeezing in that office with Salmon Run was great.
Salmon Run.
Anyway, what do we got in North America this week? Let me tell
I think I
you.
played Salmon Run with you guys
You
at least
did?
once or twice. Right?
Well, Salmon Run's back for the new one.
I do believe so.
North America, what do we got this week? We got Alumni Escape Room Adventure. We got the Amazing Pets Bundle. No idea.
Oh, yeah.
Arcade Archives, Gun and Frontier. So that's an old arcade game. Here we go. Everybody's favorite game show. I don't think Jeff Foxworthy does it
Foxworthy.
anymore, but
Jeff Fox.
Oh, no. Is it that Bible quote show or whatever?
no, I forgot about that show. No, it's the other one he hosted.
Japanese show.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Hey,
Oh,
she
right.
got it.
Okay, sorry.
Are you
Jeff
smarter than a
Foxworthy
fifth grader?
hosted a Bible.
He did,
quiz
yeah. It
show?
was like super
Yeah, it was
Bible
like
quiz
Bible
show
trivia.
or something.
Yeah.
I watched it. I don't know anything about the Bible. It was good, bad. It
You
was
didn't
funny.
have to read Genesis in high school.
Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
He didn't read anything in high school.
That's the real answer. Break Through the Wall, Blob Quest, Arenas of Tanks. Here we go. Car Racing Highway Deluxe Simulator, Real Parking Driver Sim Speed Traffic Deluxe 2022. Oh boy. Chemneon? It's supposed to be chameleon and neon together. How the hell do you say those two things together? Chemneon.
Comedian.
Chemneon. Curse to Golf. Now that's one you should pay attention to. It's a golf roguelike with boss fights. It's been in development for a long time from one person. It's finally out. Great reviews.
Well,
Looks
that's
awesome.
all you needed to hear. One person made it. You love it.
I do love passion
That's all it
projects.
takes.
Cyber Protocol Prologue.
Until he says, quiz, name 3 games where one person made it, and you name that game. He goes, actually, somebody else did the music on that.
He's the one. Their promo videos for the game
For now.
all say just
For now.
him.
For now.
He worked with the PR team, but they didn't develop. Dynabomb 2, Extreme Bike X, Fashion Girls, Hero Wheels. Here's a hell of a title. Hobo, Tough Life.
Oh dear.
Everybody sounds like the game everybody wants to play.
Pick me up.
Home. I guess it's supposed to be like decoration. Home deco puzzles.
It's just for decoration.
Hot Cento Girls and Love, whatever that means. Irresistible Mistakes. Islets, which is another really big game. That comes out the 24th, so not just yet. Japanese escape games, The Fortress Prison. Cartoon Racing, single player, multiplayer racing. Kid Ball Adventure. Knight's Castle, medieval mini games for toddlers and kids.
Look out for that
Yamper.
Yamper.
Light Fairy Tale Episode 2. Lit Guy Adventure, Little League World Series Baseball 2022. That series finally makes a
Williamsport,
return.
Pennsylvania.
Marmoset. Here's a fun one. My Divorce Story. NHRA
It's the sequel to
Championship
Marriage
Drag
Story?
Racing.
Yeah.
Here's another big one coming out that's like Pokemon and Animal Crossing together, I believe. Ooblets comes out September 1st. Pretty Girls 4 King Solitaire. Solitaire. That is Solitaire with naked ladies.
That's none of your business.
That's right, Josh.
See House G's doesn't have that version, does it?
That's right. No nudity in Clubhouse games. Project Night 2, Dusk of Souls, Punch Man Online. Hey, Right's coming out. Remember I did a review of Right like a week and a half ago. It's finally coming out August 23rd. Oh, 3 days from now. RPG Time, The Legend of Right. What an inventive title. It's an RPG where in the game, a kid has made his own RPG and he drew it in a notebook. So the whole game looks like a notebook on a desktop. And the game is narrated by the kid who made the game. So he does like
another game only made by one person.
No, this is a
This one's made by a kid.
So like
that's
he
impressive.
like and everything is like, you know, like So hand-drawn stuff on notebook paper, and like dice are rolled, and he made little cardboard cutout characters. It's a really cool idea.
It
Check out the
looks a
trailer.
lot cooler than he's describing.
Yeah, I did a terrible job.
I dig it.
I wasn't trying to put you down.
No,
for that. I'm
no,
just saying
you're
it's-
right.
It looks really cool.
Very cool.
Very cool. Secrets of Magic
Very
5, Back to
cool.
School. Shadowverse Champions Battle Legendary Edition. Is that Yu-Gi-Oh? Or am I really wrong? It's Yu-Gi-Oh, baby.
Yeah, I
Blue Eyes
think
White
so.
Dragon.
Thank you, Kirby.
That's all I know about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Slaycation Paradise, Strike Buster Prototype, Super Glow Puzzle, Sweet Bakery Tycoon Extended Edition. The Room 2, sequel to the successful The Room, not the movie.
The Room 1.
Thymesia, Treehouse Riddle, Vicky Spotter, School. This one I really need to play. We Are OFK. It's a band that made a game about their trials and tribulations of being a band and trying to juggle their day-to-day life at the same time. Looks awesome. Yars Recharged with it, which is a new take on the classic arcade game from Atari. That is also coming out this coming week. And who remembers Zumba? Oh, okay. I thought somebody would.
Yeah, vaguely.
Is that the robot vacuum?
No, it's when you talk
We
to
got
people.
company coming over. Send out the Zumba. Go ahead.
It's like FaceTime, right? Except for businesses.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, you're both right, wrong.
All right. We did it.
It's that marble game where you shoot the.
Zuma.
Oh, Montezuma.
This is Zumba Garden.
Yeah,
Well, Zumba is the exercise,
Yeah.
like the jazzercise.
But the game
of-
was
Yeah, my
Zuma,
mom used to
right?
Zumba.
Z-U-M-A.
But this is Zumba.
Right.
The same thing. Shillelagh says Curse of Golf looked good in early previews. The review embargo for Switch isn't up yet. It is now. But it is for PC and it's averaging 83%. See, told you, a good game. And then they linked to the Metacritic if you want.
Did no one pick up on or comment on The Room 2?
We did.
I'm fed up with this world.
Oh, in that regard.
Don't
Yeah.
touch me.
Josh.
That's a good question.
What
Mark.
are the next European
Hi,
masterpieces?
doggy.
Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Josh. These are the games coming out in Europe on the Switch eShop for the week of August 18th, the year of our Lord 2022. It's a long list. Hope get your wallets ready or your parents' wallets ready. Slaycation Paradise is coming out physical and digital.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, that made me think of that game that's never coming out, the Vampires on the plane game.
Yeah, I think that's dead.
Last flight.
Vampires on the plane.
Yeah, they announced it for WiiWare, so I don't think it's coming out.
2 Point
Yeah,
Campus,
that's probably
physical and digital as well for that.
A lot of people are like, Sega's not around anymore, are they? Yes, they are. They still do
They
Sonic,
might as
but they
well not
also
be.
publish games like 2 Point Campus.
Yeah, we knew that.
Okay.
We knew Sega did that.
Yeah, it was for the other people. It's for
Yeah.
the other people.
Yeah.
For the listeners.
Arenas of Tanks. If I was gonna, I'd point at that guy too. I'm not.
Sorry, I pointed at
too
you
much
early.
Coordination. Blossom Tales 2, the Minotaur Prince. I heard a lot of people were excited about that game.
You played the first a little bit.
Not enough to.
Oh, okay.
It was a Do Michaels play.
It's a Zelda clone, old school Zelda clone.
Yeah, old school. Keep that in mind, people. You might as well be playing Oracle of Ages or Seasons on the Game Boy Color. That's
Well,
how the graphics
There's
look.
not even 11 pixels.
Oh, there it
There
is.
weren't.
Get this guy on home, actually.
But yeah, no, I own that game, and I just couldn't bring my It's sad that I'm like this. I couldn't bring myself to get through it because of how it looks.
Hey, you're getting better. You know what?
You might go
Earthbound.
back
But
and
you
play
can't
it?
just pick and
Earthbound.
choose what games are what ugly games you
I
like.
said
Like,
you're
why do I like
you're getting
Earthbound
better.
and not
You're getting
Blossom
better.
Tales?
Because the gameplay's different.
Well, I
If
feel
you were
like
there,
music
you
is
had someone usher you into it.
It's not all
Right.
about just the graphics.
And I don't want to discourage anybody from making what kind of game they want or how it looks, but it's kind of like, well, Earthbound couldn't do anything else because it was like from the 90s, and this game was made like 4 years ago. It's like they could have
Well,
made it
this
look
one
nice.
was made a couple months ago.
And it was released in America last week, and people were excited about it. At least people in the chat. There were some people.
There
mentioning
is excitement for this game. Yeah, the first one
What
was very
else
well
is coming
received.
out,
What
Nikki?
else, Nikki? Yeah.
Enjoy.
Cominion. That's how I'm sticking with it.
That's all I'll go from now on.
Cominion. Curse to Golf. That's a game to check out. I don't know what you said about that one.
Good enough.
Dynabomb 2. Hell Blasters. That sounds wholesome. Hobo Tough Life.
Tell me about it.
Not really sure why they didn't just call it like Hobo Life Simulator, but
Simulator does get people to buy games. You're right. But
Home Deco Puzzles. Irresistible Mistakes. That's what my parents call.
whoa!
I'm crying, but I'm laughing. Japanese escape games. The Fortress Prison. Kirby's Dream Buffet.
We did it, people. Kirby's Dream Buffet.
It's out.
The only food-related game RMC will approve.
Have you played it? We'll find out
I have
soon.
not, but the review is coming from somebody else.
Light Fairy Tale Episode 2. Mommy, I want a fairy tale tonight, but make it a light one.
Don't think that's what it is.
Lit Guy Adventure. Little League World Series Baseball 2022.
Honestly,
In
that's a
Europe.
popular franchise, and this is its return, so that's exciting.
Muttropolis. I'm assuming that's a city run by dogs.
Let me look. I'll tell you. You keep going.
My Divorce Story.
I don't see dogs.
Oh, really? What do you see?
I see some weird thing in a human.
Okay. In a human?
No, not in this screen. Play the game to find out.
What's this game about?
I'll keep going. I don't know.
Yeah,
You wanna
keep
read it?
going.
Okay.
Please.
Music's gonna run out. Pretty Girls,
Oh, no, it's
4
not.
Nights Solitaire. I think that's Solitaire with boobies.
That's right. Oh,
lock the door
Oh.
and turn the lights down low.
It's a game you don't have to be ashamed to play by yourself. Project Night 2, Dusk of Souls, Punchman Online,
no
Robo-
idea.
Robo Revenge Squad,
Some idea.
RPG Time, The Legend of Right. Now that
Playing it right
is
now.
a really innovative title in a game.
Yep.
So the
Don't ask me to describe
the
it.
character basically made a RPG game in like a notebook, and you play through it on a desktop, and like all the dice and everything.
I get it.
It's really interesting.
It's
looking.
like if they called Streets of Rage Beat 'em Up Fighters, or if they called Mario Platforming Plumber. Anyways,
Not a plumber anymore.
I mean, they
Um,
did used to call him Jumpman.
he's
Oh, is that,
retired.
what
It
you, why, is that what you mean? It's innovative or what? Interesting title because it's WRIGHT, but it's like WRITE, right?
You get it. This guy gets it. You're right. Yeah.
It's a bit of
Whoa!
Secret to Magic 5, Back to School, just in time.
Can't believe I missed the other four.
Smash Boats, Strike Buster Prototype, The Room 2, starring Tommy Wiseau, and directed and written by Tommy Wiseau.
Don't touch me.
Thymesia, it's the cloud version.
Yes, Cloud, not native port. Cloud
Right.
version.
And not cloud as in
Strife.
Cool Breeze from Final Fantasy 7.
Original.
It's cloud as in you're playing
Cool
the
Breeze.
game
That's
from the
right. You
cloud.
named him Cool Breeze on your playthrough. That
I
was
mean,
the coolest name.
Have you seen him?
Cool Breeze
That's so
Strife.
good.
Street House Riddle. We Are OFK. Webgen Speedrun Edition. Now, who here remembers Zumba?
Oh god. Hey, Nikki, did any games get DLC this week?
Zuba Garden is coming out in Europe. Yeah, there's new DLC for Asphalt 9 Legends, Neon Abyss, R-Type Final. What is going
New
on? R-Type
R-Type?
Final 2,
Yeah, new art type.
Tuhua,
Man.
Spell Bubble,
Get your
and
brother in
Jade
on
Order.
that.
Thank you, Nikki.
Shillelagh
Is there a comment?
left a comment that said Kirby wants to have his cake and eat it too.
Oh, that's good.
Sounds like Kirby.
Just like the Kirby we know. What is this? Did I make this a top
Don't care
story?
for cake. Too sweet.
Oh, all right. So here's a real quick note. Tomorrow, the 2022 Pokemon World Championships end. Pokemon Company said they're going to have news about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet tomorrow. They didn't say what. So whatever it is, we're going to cover it. But if you were watching, then you're going to see it anyway. All right. Finally, our last top story. Josh, do you hear something?
Hey, be quiet. I think I hear something. NPD, 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 NPD. Is that what I sound like?
Is it?
So
Is that what I sound like?
that's what he sounds like.
Hell yeah.
Well, the pretenders to the throne are done with. We got the real deal now. All right. We're ending how we started. This is funny. Top software sales in the United States we're looking for. This is July 2022. This is all systems, but we are only looking for physical, Not digital here.
Not
Oh no, that's a lie.
digital.
Whatever. Just doing both. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I forgot. Nintendo doesn't ever report.
E-ring Elden R.
All right, let me look at this. E-ring Elden R numero dos.
You know the rules.
Lego Star
Get in
Wars.
there.
I got nothing.
Lego Star Wars
So you said
number
before,
3.
right?
No.
Well,
The
I mean, it
first
could
one
be.
that you said was probably going to be on there
Yeah.
because we're
Let's try it.
Americans.
No, the one that wasn't on there, but could be on there.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is number 5.
Also would have
yes.
accepted Call of Duty Bra.
Call of Duty.
And Call of
Roll.
Duty's also number 17 as well. 2 Call of Duties. on
Nice.
this.
Wow.
It's a
look at you.
twofer.
Twofer.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Always a safe bet. Yes, number 7.
GTA 5.
Always a safe bet.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I thought it was gonna be
not
safe.
here.
No.
It's not here.
What about
not
Rat
even in
Hat
the-
Redemption 2? There's no way that's on there if GTA's not.
Yeah. It's nowhere
You
in the top
are
20.
right. You're right. It's not there.
Is Gran Turismo on there? No, that's not what I meant. Go for
What was it? Formula
it. Forza.
1?
Formula 1 is number 10 here. Yeah.
Is it
I
Formula
guess we
1?
follow it.
Is
Yeah.
there a Fallout situation there?
Fallout. What the hell would be Fallout
I
right
don't
now?
know. It was
No.
popular.
No Fallout.
Dang.
I'll take
Not even close.
Minecraft.
Minecraft. Yes, number 9.
Somebody say
cool.
Pokemon.
No one guessed Pokemon.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Pokemon Arceus, number 15.
Switch Sports.
Yep, number 16.
Oh, the Quarry.
Ooh, this guy's paying attention. It's not on here though. Europe was into it. We were not. All right. The only one I'm gonna bug you about is number 1. You didn't guess number 1. Any guesses for number 1?
Is it new? Oh, is it
It's new.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3?
Oh, it probably is.
Good guess, but that is also on here. Number 4. Now remember, that's with no digital sales
In 2
and
days.
only 2 days worth of sales. Number 4. All right. So number 1.
A lot of
Nobody
people are
here
excited
plays
about
it.
that game.
Nobody here, I think, is following it. Nobody here cares about it. It
Hmm.
is not on Switch, but it's on everything else. Technically, it's free to play, but you can
Fall
also
Guys.
spend money on it.
It's free.
That is on
Fortnite.
Switch.
that's
that
also
is
on
also on
Switch.
Switch. Okay, so
Hmm.
trying to think of hints that aren't big.
Hmm.
It's about a whole bunch of characters coming together.
Oh, is
League
it
of Legends.
The one with like Shaggy and all them.
You got it. Yeah. Do you know the name? Yeah, I'll give it to
Warner
you. Anyway.
Brothers Smash.
No
Smash
way.
the Bros.
That's number 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
no.
rip-off of Smash
Oh,
Brothers
God.
that looks awful, where you get to play
Please.
as Arya Stark and like beat up Shaggy.
From
Number 1,
Scooby-Doo.
multiverses. The thing is, here's the thing.
Multiverse.
Here's the other thing
should
about this
be
game.
called Warner
This
Smash
game
I
Bros.
hate this
is
world.
still in beta. This game can be played for free, but people are like, yes, I'll spend
This
money on
game
this.
does not fit in a
Wow.
Rolodex
That's
because
right.
it doesn't belong in a Rolodex.
So yes, Spielbergo, this is a game where, as he said, this was not a lie. Arya Stark. It's all Warner Brothers properties. So Arya Stark
Yeah.
can fight Shaggy from Scooby Doo. Superman's there. Bugs Bunny's in it.
It sounded like you died a little. At the time when you found that out.
So
It's just dumb. Like, and just I mean, I guess you can't do anything about it, but it's such a blatant rip of Smash Brothers. But then everyone's been blatantly ripping off what Mario Kart
No, well,
and
they've been-
other things that they do. So it doesn't
the
matter.
story of
Why do I
Nintendo.
get upset
other
about
It's the story
other
of
companies have
Nintendo.
been ripping off Smash Brothers too with all their games.
I
like
think that-
Brawlhalla and stuff like that. All those games that are
It's
like the
very true.
Smash Brothers destroyers.
listen, I don't think
Although
there's
this
anything...
one might be Smash Brothers. It's on the top of the
Listen,
list. It's only
yeah,
beta
we
yet.
always hear this
It's
thing
only
is
beta.
like, here comes the new one. This one's going to kill Smash Brothers. I don't know if anybody says that seriously. People say it all the time, but I don't know if they're joking
no, they're
or
going to
not.
kill Smash
But
Brothers.
we heard it
Nintendo's
about
doing
The people who-
Nickelodeon
like
All
the people who
Stars.
get paid to say it.
Yeah,
they say
we
it.
heard about Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl, and that saw a really good debut and then fell off the face of the planet. So we are now in the timeline where Multiverses is doing great. It's still popular right now. I know we're not in July anymore, but it is popular. Maybe it'll have some legs to it. I don't know. It needs to get added to some tournaments before that, but there's only going to be added. It's only going to be added to tournaments if people keep playing it. So we'll
if
see.
you
I got nothing against people playing a game and
I've
liking a
s-
game.
I've seen like footage of it. If you squint, you'd think it was Smash Brothers though.
yeah.
Like even like when people get shot into the, it's like like the
Get
same,
sparks
effects and the
smoke. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
wow.
all the same thing. And I don't know how they even get away with that.
Well, listen. trying to think of the first one that went to copy Smash. Was it Sony? Sony had that.
I vaguely remember they had like a.
It was a Smash Brothers ripoff
Yeah.
with all Sony characters, and then Sony found out the harsh thing that Nintendo fans already knew. Nobody gives a crap about Sony characters. Nobody's like, I can't wait to see Nathan Drake beat up Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal.
Sounds really great, but
right?
it probably wasn't great.
Nobody's like, it came out. You didn't play it. You got the system. It came. Oh, was it PS3?
Wait, this is a real game?
Yeah,
you could fight
Sony
Sweet
blatantly
Tooth
copied
against
Smash Brothers. What was
Nathan
that
Drake.
called? Somebody
great.
tell me.
Sony All Stars.
Sony All
According to
Stars.
Blended
Yeah,
by
They-
Daylight.
Parappa the Rapper was in it.
That raccoon who was like a cat burglar. whatever the hell
Sly
his name
Cooper
is.
was in
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, come on, all your favorite Sony guys, right?
It's
You don't know
Crash
who the hell I'm
Bandicoot?
saying.
Is that
He
what
wasn't
sounds
Sony anymore. He gone.
Yeah, we got rid of
Crash is everybody now, baby. How Sony let that happen?
That's so funny. It's
Yeah, we.
Your mascot. Everything.
it's like
people
getting
see
rid
is
of
your
Sonic or
mascot.
Mario. Like it's insane to think
Sackboy?
about.
I feel like we
What?
would need like.
Sackboy.
Sackboy's in it.
Oh,
yeah.
no,
oh.
yeah, from
Who? I can't believe this
There's
game didn't
Big-
sell
there's
well.
Big Daddy
God.
and
Big Daddy, yeah.
Kratos.
Kratos
right?
is in there, sure. Now Kratos, I'll give you. You know, that's a big Sony character. Okay.
Sure.
But not big enough where people are going to be like, I want to play as Kratos in another game because they're
There's
like,
no
it doesn't
Mario.
have blood in it. I don't want to play this. Nathan
Don't
Drake.
forget-
Nathan Drake.
It's weird. I mean, I don't know too much about Smash Brothers, but as human as they get is what, like Snake, Solid Snake. I mean, it's weird having humans in
Heihachi
there.
Mishima.
Ooh, they've
Fat,
got Heihachi?
Fat Princess was in it. You know, here's the thing, because when Nintendo's doing Smash Brothers and when they made the decision to bring in third-party characters, they were like, hey, let's bring in characters people care about, like
Yeah.
Solid Snake and like
They
like
weren't bargaining
Cloud,
for Sly
like Sora, Sephiroth, like whatever.
Man.
So wait,
Whatever. I'm not mad at multiverses
they
existing.
have-
I don't know if it's going to have the legs that Smash does, but we'll
the
find out.
character from Dead Space. Also, they have Raiden from Metal Gear,
There you go.
but I guess they couldn't get. This was in.
No, there's no way. Listen, if you're going to Hideo Kojima
Yeah,
and you're
this is
like,
not gonna get
I
that.
want something from Metal Gear, you're going to give him Snake. You're not going to be like, can I have Raiden, please?
Yeah, you don't want Raiden, definitely
No.
not.
Can I have Revolver Ocelot? Like,
But this was in.
That dude was
2000.
awesome.
give me the old guy in a
Sort of-
wheelchair. I'll
Maybe
take him.
Psycho Mantis.
This
The
is
guy
in
that dies if you
2012.
leave him sitting there for a while.
The pain.
The
or-
pain. Give me him. I'll take that in Smash Brothers. That'd be amazing.
I couldn't beat him and then like stopped playing and then went back
He
2 weeks
dies,
later
yeah.
and he died of old age.
What
an
a
amazing
great
game
boss
that
fight.
was.
What a great idea for a
So
boss
amazing.
fight.
So amazing.
Wait,
Kojima's
what? You
so
played
in the game, there's an old man he's a sniper, right?
He's a sniper
In a
that's in
wheelchair.
a wheelchair and he just hangs out in this jungle part. You can't see him.
He's really good. But literally, if you can't beat him, if you wait 2 weeks, he dies in the
The
jungle
memory
waiting for
card
you.
knows like how long
When
it's
you
been,
first met
and when
him?
you boot it up,
Brilliant!
it's like he died of old
Brilliant!
age, and you just
It
go
just
on to the
says
next
that
part of
when
the
you go
game.
in there, or like, do you come across? it?
I didn't see the cutscene. I don't
I
just
don't
never
Oh, it's a
recall.
cutscene?
I definitely, yeah, I
He's
think
dead.
it's
yeah, because you don't ever get to him. Like you're sniping each other. But I mean, Kojima's known for that stuff in Metal Gear, like a Psycho Mantis reading your memory card in the first game, and
Unbelievable.
Metal Gear Solid 2, for as mad as it made people, switched up, and you weren't even Snake, you were Raiden the whole time.
Walk around naked.
Metal Gear Solid 3
How many
has
times? How many people
there he is.
Not even
got
close.
to that sniper guy,
Gave up.
gave up, and like years later went in and were like, oh,
Probably not many, but it's worth it, I think. for
Metal
the
Gear
people that
Solid
did.
4 had Old Man Snake. That's at least interesting in a way. I didn't care for 5, but very innovative,
love
very
5,
different for the
yeah.
franchise. I can respect it. So
franchise.
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 Anyway,
French fries.
Steve Nintendo has the top rated comment. It says Nintendo is so forking doomed it's not even funny anymore. Forget going third party. It's time they move back into the love hotels.
Oh,
I bet they'd make a killing with a Waluigi themed chain.
If they reopen Love Hotels, do you think they'd have a TV with like a switch hooked up to it or something now?
If they open a love
Wanna
hotel
play-
again,
Want to play 2-player with me?
I don't know.
Oh,
They'd
I
probably
thought-
keep those
I thought you meant,
businesses
like in case,
separate.
there's like premature.
Ejaculation.
Yeah,
All right.
someone finishes too early.
Mom Brain. Good luck to you.
It's not gonna happen.
Mom Brain, what have you been playing?
I haven't played anything. I've
Okay.
had a rough week.
Kirby, what have you been playing?
I also had a rough week, but I did play something, and I
Shantae.
no, I played Monument Valley 2 on my phone, and I beat the game.
Hey, congratulations! As good as the first, or better?
They're both like pretty much the same game. I mean, I guess the second one kind of changes things up, and there's like branching paths. There's like two different characters, and at one point you get to choose which one you want to follow for a couple of levels. But yeah, like the first one, it's very pretty and relaxing and soothing, and you know all those
One of those zone out
all
kind of
those
games.
other adjectives. And yeah, and the I like the fact that you know the puzzles they're like visually like appealing and not just like you know, stimulating mentally.
That's I think they sell like official prints of those two games that you could buy to like hang up
cool.
as art, because it's really nice looking art. I really like the way those games look.
Yeah, when I beat the game, they did mention they have like merchandise. And
Yeah,
assuming
I'm
that's-
pretty sure official prints are
that's what
part of
they-
it.
that we're talking about. And that was it for me.
All right, Nikki Hill.
Played some solitaire.
Hey, the naked lady
actually
one or
worked
regular?
this week.
Sea House G's is what you play.
I mean, I get naked.
No boobies, but see how G's.
I get naked.
Oh, is that what you meant by solitaire all these years?
No
I've been
comment.
playing that a lot too.
But I also I finished Stray.
Hey,
nice.
Yeah, my boy.
Did you find it to be the cat's meow? Was it perfect?
I think it's fantastic.
That's not a joke. That's not a pun.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Yep.
I had a lot of fun playing it.
This guy's good. Please don't try anymore.
I got no more. No, I really enjoyed it. It was an experience for sure. I'm not going to go into too much detail.
Yeah, don't, because I'm still playing.
Can't talk about
My favorite part of the game.
Hey.
You can talk about
No spoilers.
it when they ask you what you
no
play.
spoilers, but you can just walk around and just knock things over.
Oh my god, it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
best.
And like I could have just if the whole game was
Yep.
just that, I could.
Everything
I
I see
don't-
that can be knocked over.
So I
it's
will
getting knocked
say,
over.
I don't know if there's an achievement or something to gain by doing that, but I tried.
It's an achievement in here. Yeah, I don't know either. Do you have achievements on your PS5? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Do you have trophies on your PS5?
I have them on. No, they're not like they don't pop up.
Yeah, I turned all mine off.
I mean, you still get them, but
you get them. I pretend like they're not there.
I turned them
but-
off like a while ago on your kind of
Yes.
recommendation.
I-
And to be honest, I don't miss it. Like,
no, I
it was
hate
a-
them. You know, I hate them. But like, I hate when you're watching like you beat a boss or there's an emotional moment in the story and it's like, "Brr, you got the kicked your butt trophy. Like, you're ruining this for me. So yeah, I turned
But
them
it's
off.
supposed to make you feel like you're actually accomplishing something with your life, even though
Yeah, you know
you're
what makes me
not.
feel like that? Playing a good farting game. That's what makes me feel like that.
A good farting game?
Yeah, yes.
Is there one of those?
Anyway, Nikki Hill.
That was it.
Okay. You don't want to talk anymore about it? But hard to without spoiling.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about like
Later, you and I can talk.
Do
while we play solitaire.
Oh, the rare
Mm.
2-man game. Dude, what have you been playing?
I played some more of the DLC for Streets of Rage 4. I unlocked all the new moves for all the updated characters, and now I'm going through some of the old characters, trying to unlock all the moves. It's a lot of fun. The DLC is great. I really like the just the setup of it. I spoke a little bit about it last week, how it was kind of like Hades, where it's like a arena kind of fighting one level at a time, and after each level you get a power up. So it keeps you interested because you're always building a different character kind of with the power ups you get, and it's just cool to see all your favorites with like Magambe powers, which is what I would call like punching someone and like
Yes.
lightning comes out or something. So so it's been really, really fun. The music's awesome. And I love how it's not just like a DLC where it's like, oh yeah, arena fighting DLC. It's like Mr. X died, but Dr. Zan took his memories from his brain and created an
Yeah.
AI that like it's like something stupid. But
Finally, something that makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah, this is why I play Streets of Rage.
More story
for all the technological story. But no, it's a lot of fun. But I'm a Streets of Rage head. So what do you want me to say?
Hey, it's good.
So that's been fun. I've been playing more Live Alive, which is great.
I'm really glad you're enjoying that.
I kept the I complained last week about the voice acting. It's still bad, but there's some that's worse than others, and I've kept it on, and it hasn't bothered me moving forward. I think it was just some parts of the Wild West really kind of bugged me, but most of it's fine. And
Like usually what you can say for Japanese games that get English voiceover, they're usually fine. You'll have more moments that take you out of it than keep you in, but overall it's okay.
Yeah.
So I really want to play this game. Can you give me the pitch it to me?
Give them the elevator pitch.
Yeah, like make me want to play it.
Yeah, so it's an RPG where you get to choose between 7 different scenarios, and they're from all different like timelines throughout the Earth, I guess. And each one is kind of like a bite-sized little story. Right now I'm on the 5th out of 7 or the 6th out of 7, and I have a feeling that once you beat all 7, there's going to be something to like tie them all together, because it's kind of vague right now how they kind of tie into each other. But
pitch to me, like, what do you love about it? What do you like about it?
I love how it looks. It takes like a really beautiful, like old school kind of pixelated art style, and it kind of adds these layers of depth to it that just makes almost every area beautiful.
It's like a pixel diorama.
It's very much like that. And
is this how the game looked originally?
No, this is Square Enix's. It was on Super Nintendo. It's Square Enix's new engine that they've only used on Switch so far. It's HD 2D, where they combine sprites with HD backdrops and polygonal stages and stuff like that. So it makes a really striking visual style.
It's awesome.
It's the way to bring back old games to today.
I know they just did all like the old Final Fantasies and stuff, but it would be cool to see like a Final Fantasy 6 done with these graphics.
You're not the only one to make that request. Lots of people would like to see them do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just awesome. And the fact that there's 7 different storylines throughout different time periods, there's a lot of versatility in like the locations and the characters and things like that. It's different too. Not every single one is like, oh, you go in, you level up your character by fighting, and then the story's over and you move on to the next one. It's kind of like this one has a lot of fighting, and this one's got a little bit more story and less fighting, and this one's more narrative, or this one is just like a straight up like Street Fighter kind of clone, but there's a twist on it where you have to like learn your opponent's moves and then take them to the next level. So there's like a lot of cool little kind of twists in each of the stories. So
I know you want to play Chrono Trigger and you haven't. This was made by largely the same team that made Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, I know. And it's a remake that you don't hate, apparently.
It never got released here.
That's amazing.
We never got it. It never came out here. I mean, you know why? Because they said nobody's going to like these graphics anymore. We can't put this out here now.
What year was this?
94.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never never got released outside of Japan. It's Square Enix. Or back at the time, Squaresoft. But yeah, now Square Enix and Nintendo are like buddy nowadays, like they used to be. And this is the 3rd game in this HD 2D engine that the two have done together. And this isn't Square Enix publishing. This is Nintendo publishing. So they're taking the extra cost to put the game out. But yeah, first time when it came out in Japan, it was like critically lauded. It was a big deal. It just never released here. But now 20 plus years, it's finally out here.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive, baby.
Yeah. I got over the name too, because I mean,
what's to get over?
Nothing, obviously, because once I started playing with it, it just became a fine title, like everything. So yeah, I'm very much enjoying it. The music is awesome. I don't think there's one bad song so far. Like literally every song is great.
I believe the composer from Chrono Trigger did this too with somebody else. So
it's really, really impressive. It just feels awesome. This is how I'd like, because I don't, when I was complaining about Blossom Tales and its graphics earlier, it's unfair of me to do that, but like, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's how I am. But like, this Live Alive is like the kind of classic graphics I can get into. There's something about it where it still looks great, but it still has that kind of
It's the perfect
trapped in
bridge.
time.
I think what it is honestly the best way to put it is it's old school graphics through rose tinted glasses. Like
it's like what you remember
Yeah.
those games being like. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
this game's awesome. You play it 20 years later, and you're like,
Yes.
what was I thinking when I was a
because
kid?
you know, if you went back and looked at the original Donkey Kong Country now, it doesn't have anywhere near that same impact. It's still impressive for what it did on the Super Nintendo, but you're like, this is what the big deal was back then. But something like this HD 2D engine gives you a way to feel that feeling again.
There's something about it where I don't feel like I'm playing an old game. Some
Yeah.
of like the systems and things are a little outdated, but you never feel like, oh, this is a 30-year-old game. You're kind of like, wow, this is a really cool game. Like they have a lot of love for like the old school.
Tough
kind of
times
style.
never last.
And the stories
Only
engaging?
tough people do.
I want to know. I like the stories. Like I said, they're all individual. So I'm interested to see after I finish all the stories. There's got to be one more. I'm sure there's like one more story to kind of like tie them together or recap it. I really don't
believe
know how
on
they
top
do
of
it.
that, I don't know the answer to that, but I believe on top of that they added in a bonus scenario too if you want to play that
Oh, really?
afterwards. Yeah.
Maybe. Well,
So there should be something. I just don't know if there's one more to tie everything
either
together.
way, I'll let you know when I finish it if it's gonna be kind of like lackluster as far as story at the end. But right now I'm engaged and I care. There hasn't been one, like I said, I beat 5 and I'm halfway through the 6th scenario out of 7. And there hasn't been one where I've been like, I hate this character, I hate this like scenario, like I wish this was over.
How is there an average time for scenarios?
Not really. They're kind of different. You know, one of
Yeah.
them took me a really long time and it had like a lot of story elements and a lot of fighting.
Yeah.
And it felt like it could have been its own game even. And then there was one that I finished in like 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And
All
then
right.
and
That's
then there
cool.
was
I
a
like that.
couple that were longer, a couple that were like mid.
Well, I'm really glad you're enjoying. First off, very importantly, recognize this shit stuff. Whoops, shovel when it happens. I did.
Oh my goodness.
It's your show.
When
That's how
I get
excited you
listen,
got.
Out of
you
everyone
know
here.
how it works when I get passionate. It's not anything. Thank you. It's not anything I would have ever imagined you to play. Just maybe even a year ago. But I am recognizing that you're playing it and you're enjoying it, and that's a big step. And I'm proud of you. So I'm
Thanks,
glad
man.
you're enjoying
Thank you. Well, I would have just missed out on something great. At least so far, it's great. And
I
would have
watch
never.
next week. You'll be like, boy, did that ending suck.
Well, yeah, maybe sometimes that happens, but it can't be as bad as Game of Thrones, right?
Oh,
But, yeah,
Burn.
take that.
the mother of Dragon Burns.
Have we talked about Live Alive on the show before?
Yeah, the last few
little
weeks
bit.
we've talked about it a decent amount.
Okay. Because
The problem for the game in general is it came out a week before Xenoblade, which is terrible
Oh,
timing.
whoops.
But I know Square Enix and Nintendo both don't have astronomical expectations of the sales on this game. According to both companies, it's selling better than they thought it would. But this is like if it gets to 1 million, I'll be surprised. But it was,
I feel like I should check it out now as
you're a
well.
Chrono
think
Trigger
you'd like it.
person.
Yeah,
think you'd like
exactly.
it.
It's almost
Yeah, same,
Almost
like I
feel
said, almost the
obligated.
exact same team. And my understanding was they had a whole bunch of ideas for games they wanted to do. They didn't know what they were going to do at the time, and they were like, "Let's put everything together and make one game out of that." So that's what they did. Did you play anything else?
Yes, I did. I just wanted to say I would have never played Live Alive if it weren't for that demo. So,
I thought you were going to say Earthbound.
well, I mean, sure, that had something to do with it as well, to be honest. But even trying the demo went a long way.
There
'cause-
is a Live Alive demo on the Switch eShop right now, free,
Yeah.
and your save data transfers over.
It does. It does. I didn't remember anything that happened, so I started over.
Well, there you go. But anyway, what else did you play?
And then I played a little game, a newer game that came out last year. You're gonna love this, and you're gonna love that I'm joking about the setup here. It came out last year, brand new game. It's a little something called Thomas is Alone.
You played that?
Really?
The joke is the game is like 12 years old. I don't know how I've never heard of this game.
Multi-award winning
This
game of the year.
game is awesome.
It's amazing.
I love Thomas Was Alone. You would hate it.
He was. He is alone or was alone?
Was alone. Thomas was alone. It's awesome.
Playing solitaire. It's a solitaire game.
It's
Man,
a platformer.
there is no
that-
game that could go so much further in the direction of everything.
Exactly.
I am so
It's
proud
literally
of you.
like-
I'm so proud of you.
Is this one of those games where you say it looks like someone pooped on the screen?
It's,
I would-
not, it's not like that where
Okay.
the graphics are bad. It's just like you play as a rectangle.
Yeah.
And
Okay, it
then
is what I
and then
thought it
your
was.
friends are like squares.
But
and
it's-
like
Yeah, you're right. I hate it.
It has a-
you would hate it.
It
It's
is
awesome.
so good, but it has a like it's narrated by a voice actor, and he's fantastic.
The narrator's great, and like 2 levels in, I was like loving
Yes.
these squares.
Yes,
and these like
you feel for
because
these
you feel like
squares!
the way he talks about them, you're like they're real people.
Yes, it's
and, like,
amazing.
they just look like squares.
Oh my god, I'm so proud of you.
And
I'm so proud of you. I would have never
I
thought you would play that.
Love it. It's $1.99. I don't know if it's still on sale. That's why I bought, because it's $10, but it was $1.99, and I had read. Actually, this is all you, RMC. I read a Patreon post that you wrote where you were talking about graphics, and you were talking about like, I don't care if it looks like, The Last of Us or Uncharted, or if it looks like Thomas Was Alone. And I was just like, man, Thomas Was Alone must be a real dog. so I like put it out of my mind, obviously, because what am I going to even look at it? And I'm like scrolling through the Switch Online store, and it was $1.99, and I was like, $1.99. I mean, I can afford $1.99. $1.99.
Right.
And I started playing it, and I was like immediately hooked, and it was just so
For
charming.
$1.
The music is awesome.
Singing the
the
praises, man.
music is beautiful.
Listen, this game is critically praised and game of the year for very
And
good
it's
reason.
so much
$2.
fun.
It's still $2 as of August 20th.
it
It is
really?
$2. Or, yeah, $2.
Was it really Game of the Year when it came out?
It won Game of the Year multiple times. Yeah.
Oh
Wow. It's really great. So very surprising.
Multiple years?
Did I say multiple years? Multiple outlets. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you didn't say years. You just
Oh.
said multiple times.
Multiple
I was like,
times, yes. Multiple outlets
okay.
gave it Game of the
Multiple
Year.
times
Yes.
in a single year.
The guy, the developer, of course, whose name escapes
It's
me.
just one guy. I
Yeah.
don't like it anymore.
No, it's a whole team.
Was his name Thomas?
Yeah.
Because he was alone.
His name was Thomas. Was alone.
He's Thomas. He was alone.
Was
One
alone.
guy making a game.
Thomas W. Alone.
Mike Bithell. Yeah, he's made so many games. I like. He's the guy who did Subsurface Circular, I think it's called, which is he did the John Wick game a couple of years ago. John Wick Hex. He made that
I've
game.
heard of the movie.
Yeah, Subsurface Circular, another game on the Switch. Same guy. Excellent.
Not gonna play that.
And it's probably $2 too. Yeah, I mean, like all of his games were very much in that vein. So it's minus John Wick Hex is in a similar style, but it's much more traditional game.
Okay.
But anyway, guys, amazing.
Well, I definitely recommend. I mean, for $2, if you haven't played this game and you own a Switch, get it. Seriously, get the game. It's $2 freaking bucks.
I wouldn't
And
even
it was
say it's
so
a hidden
awesome.
gem because it got so much
Well,
critical praise, but it's so old now that I guess
I
it's
felt
a gem.
kind of silly for not really knowing anything about it, because I started, once I played some of it, I was like, this is wonderful, and I started researching it, and I was like, I can't believe this has been around for so long and everyone's played it and everyone loves it, and like I wouldn't even give it a second look any other time. So I really enjoyed it. It's very satisfying because each level, they're kind of like puzzles and you work out how to do it, and it's just so satisfying. And as soon as you do one, it's hard to put down because you get like a rush of finishing the puzzle and you want to do the next one. It's very hard to just be like, all right, save and we'll come back to it. I am absolutely loving it, and it's it's just geometry pieces. It's like you would hate it, man. Like you wouldn't be able to use your imagination to see past that.
That thing's been dead a long time.
Imagination?
Maybe it's a challenge. You got $2.
Also, Subsurface Circular is $6 right now. It looks visually much more impressive than Thomas Was Alone, but it's like cyberpunkish. You're a robot detective, and you're trying to figure out a robot murder, which has never happened before up until this point.
Ooh.
Very cool detective game. Awesome. Loved it. But yes, Thomas Was Alone is the game he's most known for. Good for you, man. Good for you.
Excellent.
So glad you enjoyed it. Well,
I'm so glad it was $1.99 because I wouldn't pay $10 for it. But
where do we go from here? Spielbergo, the floor is yours. You can talk about whatever you want.
And I didn't mean to say you don't. You obviously have an imagination. I hope you didn't take offense to that.
I don't take offense.
He's never
to
coming
anything you
back.
say. Well, I want to talk about Stray, but I think Nikki Hill stole my thunder here.
Go talk about it. Say whatever you want.
Did
Talk
you
about what
finish
we
it?
played.
Yet?
I finished it. Yeah.
Oh,
Booyah.
I didn't go
I'm
into
the
much
only. I'm
detail.
sorry.
Great,
I'm
but
the
I
one
can't
holding
talk
everybody
about
back.
that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I just got a PS5.
You
Thanks.
did. Congratulations.
Only thank you to one person in this room.
Well, I'm happy to help, but also I think it's really because of you, because you had to do the extra legwork to actually get it to your place.
Oh yeah, what a nightmare story that is.
That's the whole story. I went through the ninth circle of hell to get that thing.
But you got it.
Which is AKA the UPS store in far into deep Brooklyn. Yeah, it was hellish. About 3 hours in traffic back. But anyway, finally got it.
But now you have the most beautiful piece of hardware.
Yeah, so I get the thing home, and I live with my fiance. I was all excited. I'm like a kid at Christmas. I'm like, hon, don't you want to be here and see the unveiling? So she comes out. I take the thing out of the box, and she's like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "This is it. What do you mean? You know what it looks like?" She's like, "That is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. You're kidding me." I'm like, "No, this is it." She's forbade me, like the PS4 sat on top of the media shelf that we have in like our apartment. She's like, "That cannot go on there. It's too ugly. It's hideous. It's like a bad attempt at modern art." I think was her direct quote.
She just doesn't understand Sony's vision.
Isn't there like a building downtown that looks like that though?
Probably.
There's a lot of modems that look like it.
It looks like a router.
Yeah.
And am I allowed to complain about it?
Well,
or should I
unfortunately,
Yeah,
for
you're
her,
allowed. Listen,
it's too big to fit inside any shelf or any
Yeah.
cabinet. So
well, no, I did. I had to. I took out the center speaker, and that went on top, and now the PS5 sits in this shelf where you can't really.
you
see
are
it.
allowed to complain about whatever you want. We do not hold back opinions here.
Yeah, thank you.
You go wherever you want.
yeah.
Well,
Just don't curse, and we're good.
I wanted to love this thing, man. I wanted to love it with all my heart. And
The
like,
PS5.
hug it, yeah.
Yeah, we
But,
some longtime friends tried to convince, or not convince you, tried to tell you show you the light. They
So,
tried to show you the light.
First off, I just can't believe that they would make a system with this gigantic shining light, like because. I know a lot of people just play their games on TVs and they don't always, I'm a projector guy. I'm always in a dark room. So this is like this very distracting glowing light that now like ruins everything when you're doing anything on a
It's
screen.
funny that that was like the first thing you complained to us about, and I had never even noticed. Like, sadly, had never even noticed the light, and now I notice it because you said it, and
you can't not notice it.
I'm not as pissed as you are about it, but like. It is giant. Like it is like the length of the entire PlayStation almost. And it does seem a little excessive.
I've noticed that it's there, but it's not something that bothers me. But when I play games in the dark, and that is the only light that's on. So
it's part of a home theater setup, and it's like just mind-boggling to me.
Like the light on the front of the PS4 controller, I understood because they had other reasons for that. Like it was the camera was looking at that for VR. Like I get it. The light on the front of the PS4, I guess, is just a design choice for now, unless they have some use that we don't know about. So, but I'd say it's typical Sony. Like that's Sony goes from we're the best, we're sorry, we're the best, we're sorry. So PS5 is we're the best. We did all this thing, and it's the right way to do it.
It should just be a setting that you can turn on or off. Like I don't know
I
why
agree.
it has to be there.
That's fine. If there's no other purpose other than aesthetically being there, then yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, so I had to get these stupid stickers that you recommended. Well, they're not stupid; they're brilliant. Whoever this company is, Flaming Toast, you guys are geniuses.
Well, that goes to show you're not the only one that has this complaint. Somebody made something
it's
to
literally
remedy
just
it.
a sticker that you put out over the lights.
It's 2 stickers. You got to do them on each side, and you got to apply it very, very carefully.
Of course.
Now, if his PS5 breaks, they'll be like, "Well, you voided the warranty. You put these stickers on."
Well, so that's another thing. So I take the thing out of the hidden shelf where we don't have to look at it. and I take it out in order to put these stickers on, and I find that the beautiful white plate that was the brilliant design decision is covered in like this weird like dirt like stuff. And I'm like,
That's the
what hell is
PS5
this?
testing if you're worthy. If you leave prints, you're not worthy of the
I'm
system.
like, is it supposed to look dirty? It looks like terrible. And then I start Googling it, and there's all these Reddit threads about how it's possibly this overheating thing, like the heating thing melts the actual plastic that the plates are made of.
By the way, they
Just
also said
colors.
one of the reasons why the PS5 is so big is to remedy overheating. So
That's what I thought.
not big enough.
So how does something like this happen? You can't scrub it off even as hard as you try.
The guy that designed it said his original design was bigger, and they made him make it smaller. So I guess because they made it smaller, there's more issues with heat dissipation.
And it was also supposed to use punch cards too, I think.
I don't.
I'm talking about giant mainframe computers.
I got you.
Come on.
all right.
Nice.
I get it.
I get it.
Well, I don't know, man. And then the other thing is, I put a disc in. I took one of my PS4 games and wanted to install it on the PS5 just to try it out. So I put the disc in. This thing starts whirring like a jet engine, man.
Yeah, that is not normal, right?
Yeah.
You haven't had that?
Mine's pretty quiet.
Mine
when I
is
have a disc
quiet.
in.
Mine is quiet.
Yeah.
Because, like I said,
Oh my
PS4,
God.
so many people complained about how loud it was. So they went through a thing to not make this loud. So, I mean,
You and I are
stick
both-
with. Oh, you're not a digital
So,
guy.
Apparently, Sony has instructions. You have to go in with a screwdriver and go in, like, do this whole thing, like put the disc in, touch the screwdriver to
Yeah.
it while you're trying to eject it and do this thing. And then
I'm not going to say all
So, like-
systems haven't had some issues at launch, but how long are we after where?
Years,
Well, I was
right?
gonna
The
ask
second
you-
you touch that screwdriver to it, the warranty is void.
Of course. it
Yeah.
is.
Well, you and I have launch systems. Could there have been?
They
Something
have changed things.
like,
Yes, they have
since
definitely
then? So-
100%.
I mean, maybe something they changed in
Was worse. They made it worse.
I mean,
That's
you
happened,
have like
not-
every
Talking
single
about-
problem that's been reported
Not
with the
intentionally,
PlayStation.
of
so
course.
not intentionally make it worse, but that has happened. Yes.
You just said supply chains and stuff like they.
There are supply chain
shortages
issues
and they
for semiconductors and all that
found
too. So I don't know,
workarounds
like
and-
this. I know they have made changes to components, and I know they've shifted some things. I don't know the specifics of what's different and everything. I believe I've heard whatever is the main cooling setup for that has been lessened in the newer versions
Cool breeze.
because of semiconductor issues. So I would imagine that's what's in your system because yours is a newer one. It's not like they're sitting on a lot somewhere. So I don't know, but.
Well, it's just after taking years or however long to get this thing and then paying, I think, the most amount of money I've ever paid for a console.
Well, and you also had you couldn't just get the console, right? You had to buy the bundle that came with.
Yeah.
But at least it was a
Horizon.
bundle at cost. I know it sucks buying the bundle, but like GameStop's bundles are usually like, here's 2 games, a controller accessory you'll never use, and a PlayStation 5 for $800. And you're like, this doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. This was Horizon, the PS5.
But it's a bummer. Like it's a bum. Like because every single system I bought with a game, I've been like so excited to play the game. So I can see it being a huge bummer to be like I had to pay extra just to get it because I wanted the system.
He's got Astro's Playroom. He's good.
I like
that's a great game. Yeah, that's great.
I don't think it's for
Yeah, I know.
Spielberg.
That's
Oh,
why
it's
I'm-
fun for a few minutes.
I played that start to finish. I really like that. That was like for not even a pack-in, for something that's built into the system. That was really good.
Well, they tugged my nostalgic heartstrings on that game hard too. So
It's the right kind of game to put in there to showcase what the controller can do, certainly. But also, to be like, you're part of the PlayStation ecosystem. Here's things that you're going to look back on fondly. I don't think that was the wrong move. It's just I don't know how many PS5 players are going to play that.
yeah,
That's like, if you did that with Nintendo fans would play it. If you do that with PS5 fans, they're like, let me get Call of Duty. Like, they're not going to play that. Not all of them, obviously, just
Yeah,
the
bro.
generalization. But yeah, the Warzone and the new Call of Duty's coming out soon and everything. You'll be set.
All right. Well, I'm done complaining about it. I love everything else about it. It's a great system, but
luckily, all the things that you have to complain about aren't. I mean, maybe the loud noise sucks, but
hopefully
like,
it can be
but
fixed,
most of
yeah.
them are things that don't mess with your game playing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I played Stray. Was the first game I played on it, and I thought it was beautiful and fun. And I actually kind of got sucked into the story. Like I thought it was
I mean, I'm still only a
engaging.
couple hours in, but I'm really into the story. So yeah,
Yeah, I just love the environment, all the detail and everything in it.
Annapurna, baby. Annapurna, they are the publisher to beat nowadays. In my mind, they're
Oh, I thought
man,
Annapurna was a person.
what a banger! Annapurna made this one. One person made Stray.
Annapurna.
That's why I love it. No, Annapurna Interactive
okay.
makes or publishes. They have some development insights, but
See,
they
this is why
publish.
I need to pay more attention.
And Annapurna's whole library for games, fantastic.
But they were originally a film production
Yeah.
company.
I still think they do
still
film
are.
stuff.
Still make
Yeah.
film, don't they?
Yeah.
But
they
their game
distribute,
division,
like,
man.
some
I don't
of
know.
the games that they distribute are
They have
phenomenal.
like an Annapurna, it's like an A24 situation. They have a certain vibe that they're looking to nail, and they pick the right games, man. They fit, man. Annapurna is awesome. Really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm like gonna watch anything they put out for sure.
I told you I played Hindsight. They just put out Hindsight on Switch, and
And that looks
excellent,
cool. yeah.
excellent. I haven't played an
Their
Annapurna
games
game
aren't
I don't like.
necessarily long, but their experiences, they're
Yeah.
really interesting.
I would
experiences.
say,
There's one-
I like that.
there's one called and you might not like it. I don't know exactly what you like, but what remains of Edith Finch.
I heard of that. It
And
looks
you
cool.
it's like a walking simulator basically.
Yeah.
Like you're just walking through this space and there's kind of puzzles and stuff, but like it's all about the experience and the storytelling. It's
Yeah, I
fantastic.
mean, I would say Hindsight's even less than that. You're not even walking. It's a narrative adventure, but you are like a rotating camera around a pivot point in a story. So like it's even less, but it's fantastic. Neon White is the most game I can think of that they put out, but that still has their vibe running through it
that
without
other
a
one
doubt.
too that I did, I Am Dead, is almost like that, except you don't like look through. I don't know exactly how you play Hindsight, but you kind of pick up objects or whatever, and like you slice into them, like you
Yeah.
can see into things.
Annapurna is you are a pivot point. You're like a camera that encircles in 360 degrees certain items.
Hindsight.
And if you look at them with a certain perspective, you can zoom into them, and that gives you a new camera sphere to move around and to tell a story. It's amazing.
Similar to
Annapurna. And also, I'll say this from a business or from a work perspective, best PR game around. PR people are hard to come by, and they're obviously very into the games that they're putting out and very excited to talk to people. And they know their niche in the grander scheme of games, but man, great stuff. Great all around. Play Annapurna game stuff. Anything else? Okay. All right.
Well, and even Stray is so, I don't know. That game is something else.
It's pretty unique, I think. Not
It's
that
incredible.
I know.
Like,
as
and
much
again,
about
it's
games.
it's an indie developer. So they're the ones that are like taking a chance at just a cat that walks around a city, and the city has like, there's so much texture and like I don't know, everything about it is just like,
I'd be surprised if that's not their biggest hit. I think that's their biggest hit, and I think by a good amount. They haven't shared numbers, but I'm pretty sure that's their furthest reaching game.
It's their most mainstream title.
I mean, it's
guess, right?
cats and it's the internet, man.
And it's
Match
cat.
made in heaven.
But it's their most mainstream. Like it's a third person game, but you're a cat.
Yeah.
And it's not difficult either.
No.
Like I think
why I
it's
like it.
it's
That's
pretty
why I like it.
it's pretty
Yeah.
accessible for
Yes.
like
Listen, this is the
non-gamers.
This is the age of accessibility, man. All games should have all kinds of accessibility and let you see the end of the game. You paid the money, you play the game.
If I could make one change, Annapurna, just please add a photo mode to the game. It's so beautiful. I just wanted to.
Oh,
like,
there's no
take
photo
pictures.
mode in Stray.
Well, I was messing around with it, but the cat would always be in the shot. And sometimes
that
that's
cat out of the
cool,
way.
but sometimes I just want to
I got you.
photograph the
Yeah,
environment.
there's I can't think of a better term than risk versus reward, but that's not exactly right. It's the amount of time put into development to make that versus how many people actually use it. So some companies like Naughty Dog know that stuff's really important to them and they do it, and
Yeah.
other companies don't. So
It's
it's
just
a game by game thing.
yeah, it's just such a fully realized world.
That's why a lot of the company. That's why Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo all have like video record and screenshot buttons, because they're like, it's at least some middle ground. People can at least capture something in some way. So, yeah, I mean, I don't use that stuff, but I think it should be in there. Yeah, I think that's cool. I think that's a feature that should be in there. But I get it. I get why not every game does it.
Yeah.
Splatoon 3 photo mode. Remember, that's in there.
What has the newly minted 40-year-old been
I-
playing?
Well, I'm very quick. I played The Legend of Right, but I'm not finished with it yet. I'm going to do a review, so I'll talk about that elsewhere. And the only other thing I played this week was Fortnite because Dragon Ball content is in
Dragon
Fortnite.
Balls.
So now you can ride the Nimbus Cloud just like Goku, or you can blast out a Kamehameha. And holy
Or a
moly, is that
Kamehameha.
Kamehameha a ton of fun. It is.
It's not fun getting killed by it.
It is not
but
fun
it's
getting killed
when
by
you
it, but
are
it annihilates someone almost instantly. So it's a blast. And my mom plays Fortnite all the time. My cousins play Fortnite, and they were unfamiliar with Dragon Ball, so I got to explain Dragon Ball to them.
I'm kind of surprised your cousins.
You're
Didn't
not
know about it.
wrong. Well, it was one cousin in particular. She didn't know about it. She had heard of Dragon Ball, but didn't know what it was at all. My mom had no clue.
I stay willfully ignorant of Dragon Ball Z. You know, I've heard of it.
If
and that's
anybody's
about
going to
as
get
far
a
as it goes.
stereotype about anime, it's through Dragon Ball, like yelling characters. And
Oh, sure. But yeah, but like it
Big
still
fights.
has a pretty big following among
It's
like young
huge.
people, right?
Yeah, it does. Yes. Like younger than, so my cousin's like 22, 21. The young, few years removed from that. Like I'd say 12 to 16, 17. Very, but Dragon Ball in general, still really popular.
Yeah.
More popular now than it's ever been. But I mean, like I said to my mom when I was explaining, I was watching Dragon Ball in high school. I used to watch it
I was
before I
too.
went to school in the morning. So I liked Dragon Ball. I'm not up to speed on what's going on now,
Oh,
but
God,
I like
you
Dragon
couldn't,
Ball.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
that-
there's been
I
a lot.
could not tell you.
It's like One Piece. Everybody's like, you watch One Piece, and I'm like, I haven't because there's like 1,000 episodes.
There's
Like,
1,000 pieces in it, which is ironic.
Oh,
but that's it for me. All right, let's do questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
Goninpod@gmail.com. They could be about Nintendo. They could be about video games in general. They could be about
Legally?
whatever the hell you want. This one comes from Rosemary the Farmer.
Well,
oh.
before we do that, Spielbergo has something to say.
Oh no, I just I have to go.
Oh, okay. I thought you were here till. Oh, it's almost 6.
Yeah, I gotta.
Never mind. Well, thanks for being here.
Short and sweet, but it was nice to see you.
I love you guys.
We love you too. Are
We
you
love
around
you.
later today or no?
Not today, but tomorrow,
Tomorrow?
I have a little birthday present to drop off to you. my
Is it
friend.
solitaire?
Can't tell you.
Yeah, we'll be around. Just send me a text.
Cool.
Are you
Thank
just
you.
going to be dropping off, or are you hanging out?
You gonna hang out for a bit?
Oh, I can. If
Yeah,
if you're around.
hang out. What you got an idea what time? It doesn't matter what time. Just being
I don't know
curious.
yet.
All right. Well, I'm sorry the show took up the whole time, but thank you very much for being here. I hope you had fun.
I did, man. I appreciate you having me on your
Anytime,
show.
anytime. You were.
First time on the
Listen,
show.
I told you not to curse, and I cursed, so you were the perfect guest.
I was kind of hoping somebody would, to be honest.
Well, we do the after show where you can say whatever you want, but that's not yet. So.
Wait, am I allowed to hype just one thing before? I
You
leave?
are allowed to hype whatever you want. Plug a YouTube channel, social
Yeah,
media,
tell
whatever.
people about that.
Well, I do have a YouTube channel. Well, how many people listen to your podcast?
Listen, thousands and thousands. Watch, not a lot of people
Okay,
watch.
so
But
then there might be maybe 2 people that are interested.
no, I'll put it on Twitter. Listen, you text me the link you want everybody to have. I'll put it everywhere.
Yeah,
I'll put it
sure.
on the site. I'll put it in the YouTube. I'll put
He'll
it in
tattoo
the
it onto his bicep.
metadata.
Well,
I'll-
dude, can you hype me? Because you're pretty much my only fan here.
Yeah, I
One
can
and
back
only.
you
What
up.
the hell,
This is
man?
good
I've
stuff.
watched your
No.
trailers. I'm subscribed. I watched every time a new trailer comes out. I'm joking. Ooh.
All right, our man Spielbergo doesn't like to talk about himself, and most of the greats don't, because the man's got an eye, he's got a vision, and he's taken a cultural phenomenon like the movie trailer and turned it on its head.
This
I
is
can't
great.
tell you how many movies that I've watched personally because I was introduced to them from this guy's trailers. He goes back and he takes these just amazing films that just got crap trailers over the years, and he makes an awesome trailer for himself. And I've probably seen 5 or 6 movies that I would never even heard of
Yeah,
if it weren't for you.
I'm
So-
shocked how many movies you actually watch.
Just for
based
people
on-
now, can they search a name on YouTube and your channel will
Oh
come
yeah,
up?
the YouTube channel is DM Edit, and for anyone that's just
All one word?
interested in, yeah, well,
I'll look
I
it
don't
up.
know.
You do
D
your
is
thing.
in dog, M is in man, DM edit.
DM.
But yeah, if you like
DM.
movies at all, you'll definitely appreciate these. If you like movie trailers, like a lot of people don't like movie trailers because they give spoilers. For me, I've always loved trailers. I don't know why. It's always been like kind of a guilty thing for me.
DM space edit. Search that on YouTube. It'll come right up.
Yeah, but it's great. You'll see some amazing trailers, and you'll hear of movies that you've never even heard of before, or you might see some of your old favorites that are finally getting like their time in the spotlight. And reading the comments and seeing just kind of what it's kind of sparked in certain people's hearts has been really, really
To
awesome.
drive this point home, you and I will both agree. This is not a thing of like, he's a longtime friend. Let's plug his stuff and be nice. This is a legit. This
He's
stuff
definitely
is
a long
really
time
good.
friend.
Oh yeah, we hate the guy.
It's the only
but we
reason
love his
I'm
work.
here. Yeah.
No, this is legit good stuff. Like very impressive. And same thing for that dude said. Like I found about stuff I've never heard about before. And even if the movie sucks, which I don't know, you make it look awesome. So.
You really do.
Well, yeah, everything's not going to be to everyone's
Yeah,
taste, of
yeah.
course, but I try to share my love of stuff that I think
Yeah.
is cool and stuff that I've been excited
So you
about.
want me just to link? You don't have social stuff really, right? Not that you want to
I'm
plug
not a
it.
social guy.
I'll so if you're watching the YouTube version archived, there'll be a link to this channel in the description, and I'll put it on GoNintendo in the post, and I'll tweet it out too. So all your bases are covered.
Oh, you're
You'll
amazing.
tweet
check
it
it out.
out.
Well, oh, there you go, the Tweedle, baby.
The Tweagle.
Yes, I will tweet it out.
Amazing. Well, and the other thing I just want to mention is that I did shoot a film.
I was going to
based
ask if you could talk
on-
about that.
on a video game. If anyone is a fan of the Root Letter, is it a series?
It is a series. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
one
it's a
installment on
series.
Switch right now. We posted. I didn't mention it. I wanted to. I didn't mention it in the post, but we posted the movie trailer for Root Letter, and
Oh, you did?
Spielbergo was involved with it. So
Yeah, I was the DP or the cinematographer.
when's it come out?
So-
September?
Well, it comes out next month. It's going to have a very limited theatrical release, and then it will most likely go on some streaming network.
I know you're hard on everything. I swear to God, game movies suck. I saw this trailer. And I was like, he's not going to believe me, but I thought it looked good. I was like, this actually looks good to me. But
Yeah.
I like Root Letter too, but I was like, this looks like it could actually be good.
Well, you know,
So-
I haven't actually played the game, and maybe I shouldn't have said that. But,
But it does. Listen, whenever a game movie trailer comes out, you can see one trailer and know this is going to be terrible, like Uncharted or.
Well,
I didn't feel that way about the new Mortal Kombat, but I did not like the new Mortal Kombat.
Right.
But I've never seen it. The only game movie I've seen that I was like, that legitimately wasn't bad was Sonic, believe it or not. I was like, it's Sonic.
believe
It was fine. It was fine. But yeah, I think this has the potential to be good.
yeah, I didn't know much about the video game, and I actually just responded to the script. I thought the script was amazing.
Yeah.
That's
It's not
what I
like
thought.
people know about the franchise, definitely. It's bigger in Japan than it is here, but
Yeah.
they're making a push for it here. So check out Root Letter on Switch, and then maybe you'll want to see the movie.
Yeah, it stars Danny Ramirez, who I think is having a little moment now because he was in the new Top Gun movie.
Yeah.
He's on Tales of the Walking Dead now and some other things.
I
and,
was just reading about him yesterday.
there
So
you
you're
go.
right.
Yeah.
And then when this movie comes out, he'll be bigger than ever. But yeah, thank you. I'll link the stuff for everybody listening or watching. And it was great having you here.
Thanks, man.
And
I'm honored to be here.
I'll see you tomorrow off camera. Unless you want to be on camera.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you guys.
Thanks for coming. We love you
Sorry,
too.
guys.
Good seeing
Drive
you.
safe. Our best to the fam.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Sorry, Rosemary the farmer. Rosemary the farmer's question.
Ah, yes.
Howdy. Hey, I broke out my 3DS for the first time in a while the other day and was reminded of how much fun things like Badge Arcade and themes were. They provide no practical purpose, and Badge Arcade was potentially the slowest loading program I've ever seen, but they were so much fun. If you could bring an old feature to current or future consoles, what would you choose? You know, I also had a love of Badge Arcade, but that extends to my love of grab machines or claw machines in general. And give me a virtual claw machine that changes its content daily and weekly, and you don't have to pay to play it because you
That's
get
my
free
biggest
plays.
thing, the free play thing, because
Yeah.
I would play claw games all day if I didn't have to pay money because I'm not great at them.
It was great, and it's a really cool idea. You collect virtual badges that represent all sort of Nintendo franchises. It was a great idea. And yes, it had microtransactions if you wanted to spend money and play, but you didn't have to. Like Fortnite, you can play for free. So yeah, I loved it. No practical purpose. Any features in a game that I would bring to games now. You know, I know it's controversial, but I really liked sending out those probes, those mining probes in Mass Effect 2.
Nice. Nice.
Probe launched. I just, there was just something about like finishing a big mission and making tough decisions. And after that, I'm like, I'm going to chill out with some probes and just like fire them out and be
And
like,
the
ooh,
music's
this
just so
yes.
great, you know? And
you're like, oh, this planet's got these minerals in it. So I liked it. And then they took it away and I was like,
yeah, they made you like start driving around the planet, which was actually also kind of fun, but it there was just something about the probe thing that was kind of nice.
Yeah. Something did you technically have to do it?
I'm sure you did.
Maybe a little bit,
but
yeah.
like I don't think it was you had to do it a lot.
Also, Mass Effect, I love driving around to Mako in the first game and they took that out. But
yeah, that thing was pretty beast. Could go almost anywhere.
It's hard to think of features that like are in games and are not necessary but are enjoyable. That probe thing is the first thing that came to mind. But yeah, you know, the Splatoon thing that's coming up in Splatoon 3 might be one of those. It has that trading card game where cards have like, they kind of look like Tetromino designs on them, and you play cards to ink territory. So it's like a card game where you put down cards, and then at the end of it's like 7 rounds or something, you fit your pieces into your square grid, and then you compare grids with another player to see who inked the most territory. That's going to be a superfluous thing in Splatoon 3. That could be that. That's funny.
Just Gwent from me, thanks.
Gwent, there you go. So popular, it spawned its own solo release. So yeah, Gwent's a good one. It's a great example. You know, often that little stupid stuff can sometimes be more fun than the actual game. Man, that's making me think of like there's one in particular I'm forgetting about. It's not exactly the same kind of thing, but you and I loved We Played Tanks.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
just one
I
game in
remember.
that game, but we played the hell out
I
of that.
remember that. That was big for a long time.
Where Doom Michaels used to sing F you to the song that played at the end when we lost, and it was very funny.
Yeah.
F you.
Yeah, that's a good little tune.
But Do has said before, I like to do things in games that you're not really supposed to do, and I spend a lot of time doing them, just like trying to get into areas you're not supposed to be, or seeing if you can like knock something over or blow something up or break something. I love doing that stuff, even though it's not really there to be done as extensively as I do it.
Does it feel to you that for a player like you who likes to do all that weird stuff, does it feel like there's less avenues with newer games for you to do that?
Definitely. Yes.
Because I remember watching you back in the day on like Dreamcast or something old school, and like you would spend hours getting into every crevice, doing every stupid little thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like with some of these new games, they're so polished and new that there's nothing really to kind of mess around with.
I think it has to do with like back in the day, 3D games were still finding their way, and like developers were still experimenting a bit. So it led to more situations where you could do that kind of stuff. But now, yes, like 3D games are the norm, and developers have a very regimented idea of what players are going to, or they have a very good idea what players are going to do. So yeah, it still happens, but I would agree, not as often. Definitely. That's why I like the Boundary Break YouTube channel, because they make tools specifically to break games and go in spots you're not supposed to be able to go to, which I love, because sometimes you see weird stuff.
What tools?
What tools? You know what I say? Screw the rules.
What rules, you sons of bitches?
So yes, I agree with you. You're right. But there you go,
You know what
Rosemary the
else
Farmer.
I always found delightful was when like a character was like standing still on the screen and did a little something.
Idle
a little
animations.
zesty, you know, like just
whenever I got a new game for Genesis or Super Nintendo, that is the first thing I would do. Stand still and see if the character has an idle animation. And you know who still does them? Nintendo still does them.
I remember watching Sonic do like the tapping his
Oh,
foot,
yeah.
looking at his watch, and I was like, "This is amazing." And then when Nintendo 64 came out, and once you saw Mario go to sleep, I was like, "That's
I'm
it."
tired.
I was like Vince McMahon in that GIF where he like falls over backwards.
Oh,
like
yes.
that's how blown away I was by Mario falling asleep.
Idle animations show me that developers care just a little bit more about their game because it doesn't have to be there. It doesn't do anything, but it's just a little something to add personality. In one of the Sonic games, Sonic will, if you wait there long enough, he'll stop tapping his foot and he literally jumps off the level and you die. He like jumps towards the screen and you lose
I
a life.
feel
and it
that
starts
on an
over.
emotional level. Like you have to wait so long for something that you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna die because I've had to wait so long.
Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze has a whole bunch of them. He has a whole bunch of different ones that happen randomly. Like he'll sit down and turn around and take out a Game Boy and play a Game Boy and like look back at the screen every once in a while. And I love that stuff.
Yeah, that kind of stuff, it makes it special.
Yep, it really
like
does.
you said, it doesn't need to be there.
It's thoughtful.
Doesn't
nowadays
like taking it out doesn't necessarily take anything away from the game, but like having it there adds something intangible.
Nowadays, you just got a lot of games where characters don't have to. They'll have idle animations, but it's more of like the I don't know how to describe it. Just like the loop of the animation where they're just like standing there, like moving a little bit, so like they're alive or something, but not like something that adds personality.
Made with
into
love,
it.
just lets you know it was made with love.
Well, Rosemary Farmer, thank you. That was very interesting. We also have a Patreon question.
Patreon.
Did you know you could join the Patreon?
For $1.
For $1. Thank you, Billy. Today's Patreon question comes from Gecko Kitsune. Hey, podcast crew. These days, a lot of games are getting remasters or remakes. Oh, Spielbergo left at the wrong time. Like Link's Awakening did on Switch or Samus Returns on 3DS. Is there a particular game that hasn't had much love or attention that you would like to see get this treatment? I am not the one to ask this question.
Flicky.
Do you mean that, though?
No.
Is there any game that doesn't get a lot of love that you want remade?
Oh, man.
Yo.
Maximo?
Noid. Maximo didn't get a lot of love. That's true. Enough love to get a sequel, but...
And I only played the sequel. But, I don't know. I feel like maybe they could do a decent remake of that. Maybe.
I think that was like the era where Capcom was still trying to be like, how do some of our 2D franchises work in 3D? And I liked Maximo a lot, but I think now they could do a better job. So, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Maximo was fun, though. I liked it. And still difficult, like the franchise is known for. Nothing? You're a remastered man.
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, maybe Pit Fighter from the Genesis.
Oh, wow.
I heard a Pit Fighter remake is coming. And
really?
The guys I was talking to, I was like, well, when is it coming out? And he said, just wait.
Nice.
I remember seeing Pit Fighter in the arcade, and I was like you said earlier, games will never look better than this. I was like, this is a real person.
This is real. This is real. There's a real person in there, and I'm controlling them.
He's got 3 frames of animation, but it's a real person.
Yeah, I don't know. That was another game that I remember, like with those rose glasses, that if I went back, it would probably be unplayable.
This guy looks like he's right out of Pit Fighter.
He does.
Arriba. No.
No.
Sorry, I stepped away. What have you been playing, Raw Meat?
We covered that already. Is there a game that doesn't get a lot of love that you would like to see get remade or remastered?
I can't think of what I had for dinner. So no,
Oh,
I
okay.
can't think of
What
it.
I had for last night. Huh?
Sea House Cheese. What does that mean?
Clubhouse Games.
Remake it again.
Yeah, remake it.
New Solitaire.
No. Yeah, more boobs.
I need the boobs DLC.
Give me a HD 2D
3D, 2D.
Legend of the Mystical Ninja.
Ooh, that would be
that's a
amazing.
good answer.
Yeah.
See,
that game is loved, but didn't get a ton of love.
But see, the thing for me about that is like it's still enormously playable in the state that it's in now. You know, like
I just
that
thinking
would be
of
the one thing that would.
I was trying to think of a game that would work well with that HD 2D engine because a lot of those levels, especially backgrounds, are multi-layered, and I could see that working really well. I don't want it to be like a 3D game, but use polygons and everything to build out a 2.5D look.
Yeah.
Plus, like you said, game is just as playable today as it was back then. Fantastic game. Fantastic.
I think. I mean, this game. I talk about it a lot, but I don't think people give a crap. Parasite Eve, I really liked, even though it's not really that great.
I liked Parasite Eve.
But like that would
played
be
a
a
little bit of
cool. Like if they remade that first one, it'd be That'd be cool.
Hey,
They
they're
tweaked
remaking-
some of the things that stunk about it.
They're remaking that Final Fantasy 7 PSP game or whatever it was.
Crisis Core?
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun. I had my fun with that.
Yeah, they're remaking it, and they're going like all out. That comes out this year, actually. That's everything too. Switch,
Really?
PS5, PS4.
I might be interested in that.
I
I remember I used to come over to your house
Yeah.
and borrow your, what was it, Game Gear? No, what's it called? PSP.
PSP. Yes. The remake looks really good. I mean, I'm not going to play
Very
it, but it
cool.
looks very, very good. They Square Enix said, like, we did Final Fantasy 7 and we're doing a big remake on that, and they were like, this is a part of that story. They were like, it felt like we should redo it. So I can at least understand that logic. And the game didn't find a huge audience on PSP, so give it another chance. I'm more about that getting when it comes to remakes and remasters, if it didn't, I'm not going to say that game sold poorly, but it certainly didn't reach the audience it could have. So yeah, put it out on everything else. I'm cool with that.
What about I don't know, it's been a while since we had like a Resident Evil remake or something.
Yeah, we could use another one of those.
Nice.
Do a
Yeah.
remaster of a remake. That sounds about right.
I don't know if like a remake or a remaster, but a re-release would also be hard, I guess, because the Switch doesn't have a microphone, does it?
It does not.
Why would they do that? Rub Rabbits, like those games. I don't know.
They could sell a microphone accessory, which they never would, or they could tell you to buy a microphone accessory that already exists. That's a viable option. But yeah, I love those two games.
I mean,
What did I? Rub Rabbit? Was it just Rub Rabbits? And it wasn't Rub Rabbits
Feel
2,
the
was it?
Magic.
Feel the Magic. That's it. Now that's a game you put out at the launch of a system to show what the system can do.
That's what they did.
Great idea. Another game. It certainly didn't get the love it deserves. So I'm with you on that.
Didn't feel the magic.
People did not feel the magic. Some people were playing Sprung instead.
I believe it was Sprung.
Oh no, it's Sprung because
I
it was
played
about
Sprung.
dating and boners.
I played it.
Oh,
I know you did. All right, thank you. Join the Patreon. We've been talking a lot about graphics this week on Patreon. Some interesting revelations that I had in conversations from you guys. So that's what's going on Patreon. All right,
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
Send your music to goninpod@gmail.com. That is goninpod@gmail.com. Please put music in the title and load them emails up. We are an extra long show today, and I'd like to get out of here before the 3-hour mark, so I don't want to do another push for a ton of
We have
music.
10 minutes until the 3-hour mark.
I know, but I'm gonna get
This
them all
first
right away.
song comes from Blood Ocean 07.
Pokemon.
He's good. And I didn't even talk about it this week.
I should know this.
I think you might.
It's not
You
Earthbound.
you should. Let's put it this way. You haven't played the game, but I think you know the music.
Under 10 minutes. Let's go.
It's Gimmick.
Weekend at Bernie's the game.
It is Gimmick.
It's that soundtrack I sent you a couple
Oh,
weeks
yes.
And it comes to us from Blood Ocean 07.
I never played Gimmick. Didn't come out here.
I heard it's just
Never heard the soundtrack. Always heard it was good. YouTube randomly recommends me Gimmick. I love the soundtrack so much. I send it to you. You say it's good. Whatever you listen to. This week, Sunsoft says we're coming back. We got announcements. What does Sunsoft announce this week? Gimmick is coming to the Switch.
Like a new one?
Can
or
you
the-
believe it? No, the original, because we never got it.
Oh.
I can't believe it.
Well,
so we're
believe
finally,
it.
and
Here
it's coming out
comes
this
one
year.
from Jess I.
I don't believe.
This is a Nintendo game.
It is.
Clubhouse?
No.
Maboshi's Arcade?
No.
Is this like is this a Wii channel?
It is.
Oh, everybody votes?
Everybody votes.
Hey!
That was from Jess I.
Loved that.
There were some
And it was
heated
everybody
votes
votes.
categories. I mean, I think they kicked it off really heated with cat versus dog. They were just looking for trouble right off the bat.
This one comes from Geku Kitsune.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, the video is not available anymore.
I don't know how that happened so quickly. By the way, I believe there was an everybody votes that was go away for vacation or stay home for vacation. I was very angry about that. My team did not win, obviously. I guess it's not winning.
I don't know.
Much
I know
about
this
computers.
person has an. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hold on to that one.
I don't know much about computers.
This one comes from birthday boy Freddie Fro.
Happy 29th birthday, Freddie.
Happy birthday.
This video is also not available anymore.
no.
You're kidding me. That is something very strange to happen twice in a row.
I mean, I'm doing what I can.
Happy birthday to none of you.
This one comes from Mikey3319.
But I know what happens. Oh.
This is an ad. Here
Oh.
we go.
All right, so it's actually NES.
Yeah.
Oh, it's familiar. How about? Yeah, this is familiar. Sequel?
No.
I know she said no, but is it TNC Surf Design?
It's not.
What was the game after that one?
TNC Surf Design.
California games.
Nope. No.
Bad Dudes.
No.
It's too good.
I feel like I know this too. What would I have played?
Is it a beat 'em up? Do you know anything
It's
about
not
the game?
I mean, it's licensed.
Okay. Licensed. Total Recall.
No.
RoboCop.
No.
Terminator.
No.
Toxic Crusaders.
No.
Bucky O'Hare.
Nope.
Monsters in My Pocket.
Nope.
James Bond Jr.
No.
Rambo.
No.
Ramboner.
Kick
No.
myself when I hear this.
I think you
know
might
this
too.
song.
Yeah, I feel like this is something you would have.
Over the Top the Game.
No.
Something he would play as a kid and it's
I think
licensed.
so.
It's got to be like a live action movie. Yeah. I'll let you call it instead of me calling it.
Terminator 2.
Nope.
Last Action Hero.
Nope.
Jurassic Park.
Nope.
All right, we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Top Gun.
Oh,
That's why I know. That's why I know it.
Yeah. Sorry. This one comes from Porpoise Muffins.
Ooh. This is familiar. I'm feeling things emotionally. Oh no, yes. This makes me emotional. What was this? What system? Switch?
Yep.
Does it have something to do with an island?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. Is this Transaruby?
No.
This kills me. This is not a franchise.
No, I don't think so.
Do you know this is like recent, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Not first party.
I don't believe
Definitely
so.
not. Oh, this is gonna
Nino
kill
Kuni.
me. I love this song.
Pokemon
Oh,
Arceus.
oh, this is I know it. I can see the game. It's the little girl and the guy, the older guy.
I guess.
It's pixelated.
Celeste.
No.
Lay down and it'll come to you.
It's the guy with the frying pan and the gun. The little girl with the white hair. Oh my god, what is the name?
I mean, I'm gonna give it to you because it's.
It's definitely. Can you give me the first letter? E. I thought it was E.
Eastward. Yeah.
Ah, yes. Eastward.
It is Eastward.
That's why it's making me emotional, because that was an emotional
Me
game.
emotional. This song comes from Glitter Bubble 3.
Man, that stirred something up in me.
The thing that's different about a Verbo vacation home?
Gotta give us a hot sack.
Hot sack?
Yeah.
This lady's voice is giving me the hot sack.
I think I tore my sack.
I know this too. This is that amazing man.
Eastward.
No, this is licensed without a doubt.
It is.
Okay, wait a minute. Licensed guy. All right, licensed games. Amazing
surfer?
composer, so it's got to be Flintstones.
It is.
Poor man got saddled with the weirdest brands.
Yeah.
This does not make me think of the Flintstones.
Right?
It's
I think this is like a password song.
Alrighty.
There's like that trend on TikTok where the guy talks about like Phil Collins, and they're like, Phil, we're doing an animated movie. It's about a guy in a jungle. We just need something a little bit, whatever. And he does the amazing soundtrack. That's what I think of with this man. They're like, Flintstones, nothing special. And he's like, I got it.
It reminds me of that TikTok where the guy does the Wii Sports one and he comes in with the
yes,
and they're all like,
one more, and then we're done more.
Okay. This last song comes from Rosemary the Farmer.
In honor of Freddie Frosberg.
That's right.
And this is it?
This is it.
Right, default to run.
Yeah.
Some weeaboo crap.
You played it. You've played it. You played it. I've played it.
Doki Doki.
No.
What system?
Switch.
wait.
But it's on other systems as well. No.
We all played it together?
I don't know if we've all played it together, but we've all played it.
What? I must have made people play this.
No.
It's so weird. Franchise?
Call it a franchise.
Muscle Mark?
No.
It's Switch and other systems. The thing that's throwing me for a
Guardians
loop
of the
is
Galaxy.
you playing.
I've played it. No, it's not Guardians of the Galaxy.
This is something we finished?
You said I didn't.
It's not a game you finish.
Is it a music game?
No.
I got nothing at all.
Beat Saber.
Just Dance. It's not a game you finish.
And I guess it is a franchise.
You
Or I
sons of
guess
bitches.
It's like there's licensed stuff with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's a puzzle game of some sort.
It is not.
What's a game you don't
Tetris. All right, go ahead. I'm
Animal
so
Crossing?
confused.
It is Fortnite. And
From
it is
what?
the Mecha Power Lobby music.
Oh, I have lobby music turned off.
Rosemary the Farmer says, this one sounds more like a cutesy anime boyfriend game than
Yeah.
Fortnite, so maybe it'll throw them off.
It did.
Oh, yeah.
I turned off lobby music a long time ago. Damn it. Well, you got us good. Man, the game I probably played more than any other game, and I can't get the song.
You really think that's true?
I think it's
gotta
definitely
be.
true.
It's got to be true.
Guaranteed.
If it's not
I
true,
certainly
it's
didn't get the
very
song.
close. The next closest would have to be Smash Brothers Melee.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And I had to have surpassed that by now.
Definitely.
Give me a Fortnite song I know, like yeah.
Orange Justice.
Bum
Wah,
bum bum
wah,
bum
wah,
bum.
wah, wah,
Well,
wah, wah.
dude, do you have anything to? You get any breaking news for us?
I
before we go?
do. Yeah,
Oh.
this one's great. So they wanted to keep this under wraps. So
Wait,
we,
whoa.
Dues, views.
Oh.
Sorry, I thought we were trying to get out of here.
No, I'd never rush that.
Dues, views. It's never newsroom of the week, starring Du Michaels.
What?
So we talked earlier about the mysterious fire that plagued Kyoto's.
You got inside
Nintendo.
information?
I do. So it turns out what you thought was exactly right. But so Miyamoto did start the fire, or allegedly started it, but it was only because he wanted to use his brand new flood device that he had made inspired by Super Mario Sunshine. So he was, they scrubbed all video off the internet of him flying around on flood and putting out all the fires. And, he was a big hero. And then like people started looking into it and they're like, I think he set the fire to try out his new flood device.
And then he took off. He blasted away.
Yeah, then he blasted away. He got a different power up for the flood and did that rocket ship blast. And
does his flood talk like Mario's flood did?
It does.
Miyamoto.
It does. Miyamoto. We have to go to Isle Delfino. So yeah, he's probably hiding out in Isle Delfino right now. They haven't been able to find him.
If Krazy Kernal hasn't started drawing already, he's going to hear this and be like, damn it. All right. Well, thank you for that inside information. That might be the best one you've ever gotten for us. That's great.
It's pretty.
Best part is
pretty
it's true.
juicy. It's pretty juicy. Yeah, this one is true.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, we didn't do 3. We did 302, but that's close enough. Well, we'll do a very short after show. There was some. Oh, I watched. Oh, well, let's start this, and we'll continue this afterwards. Nikki Hill. I watched The Rehearsal.
How much of it?
All of it.
You finished it?
Finished
I
it.
finished it this morning.
I finished it last night.
What a hole to fall into.
I have never seen anything like that. Regardless of how people feel about the content of the show, I think it may be one of the most experimental and interesting ideas on a TV show I've ever seen.
I'll get you more information when I get it. But a friend of mine reached out.
Season 2?
Well, there is a season 2.
Yeah,
They
I
already
saw
announced
that.
it. But a friend of mine reached out and said he knows the sound mixer.
Oh!
So we might get a little more detail, which I don't know if we want more detail.
And I got yours. Like, I was sentimental and emotional at certain episodes.
Yeah.
Particularly for me, the first episode where Nathan is apologizing to the guy at the end. That made me very emotional. But what an unbelievable experiment is the best word I can think of.
The fact that that first episode ends that way, where it keeps hinting at like
Hi, Tarius.
his rehearsals of rehearsals of rehearsals, like I don't know. It's just it goes deep, man. That third episode with like the chicken.
Yes.
place. And,
I have
and
so many questions about the
small little
show.
moments. I'm just like something to look out for. I get like small little moments of like the actors in the background where like the
Yeah, I showed Mom Brain
I
that one
laughed.
part when they're in that restaurant with the guy that disappears, that he's like looking at somebody and they're like fake eating. And I was like, the show, unlike any other show, goes between such moments of stupid, funny stuff to such serious, like existential stuff. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's
that's the stuff that made me cry.
what an I saw
Something
the
you
headline
don't
I saw for the second season was the rehearsal renewed for season 2, and even HBO doesn't know what it's going to be about. So
No,
I don't know how you top it. I don't know where you go.
Or there's another moment where like outside of the experience, he goes to make a phone call and you see over his shoulder the
Yes.
laptop and
Yep,
he's got
yep.
a huge flip
Yeah,
chart, and it's
yeah.
just like the humor is subtle, the absurdity is extreme.
Malik Halo's exactly right. He says with Nathan's shows, I can never tell if they're scripted or not. And now there's that one that's completely based on being scripted. Even seeing this show, I'm sure there's plenty that's scripted that I didn't even know. And I can't tell with some of it. So I have no idea what Nathan is like. I don't know when he's acting. I don't know when he's being funny. I don't know if he's really weird. I don't know. Especially in the last episode, I don't know. So holy moly, what a show.
And it's awesome to like I watched those episodes and then I actually looked at the runtime and it's like they're only like 34
Yeah,
minutes.
they're not long.
There's so much content.
By the way, if nobody's watched,
34
it's
minutes.
finished now. The season is finished. You can watch it all on HBO Max or HBO whatever. So yeah, like Nikki Hill said, a half-hour episode. I think the first episode's longer, but other than that, everything else is a half hour
is it?
about that. Yeah.
But yeah, my friend that I was talking to said like he started to fall out of it because he felt like it was a little too I don't know if convoluted. Like it got to
What?
a point where he was like, I don't know about this.
I don't want to
and-
say convoluted, but the fourth episode with the acting,
it's brilliant.
how deep it goes.
It's
I was like, oh my god,
absolutely brilliant.
It's crazy. The
And
show
it's
is
funny
crazy.
because that episode comes off of that moment with the chicken nugget.
Yeah.
And it's like you feel like that was a subtle moment that you caught and it's funny. And then like that's the catalyst for the entire new
Yeah. Well, I'll talk to you more about it later, certainly. But what an amazing show. Also, I watched Belle last night, the animated movie, The animated movie.
With the beast.
Yes, that's the one.
Disney?
Like cool artwork.
It's one of the most visually impressive.
That's on HBO, right?
Yeah, it's one of the most visually impressive anime I've seen. Unfortunately for me, the story fell flat. I'd give it a 6.
Mamo.
The reviews were really, really, really good, but I give it a 6. But it is. I don't want to say it's not worth watching because it is, even if maybe just from a visual standpoint, because it's gorgeous. Holy crap, is it gorgeous? But story didn't do it for me.
The name, what's the anime? It was like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe, but it was a huge one. Is it called Your Name?
Now that I own on Blu-ray,
Oh, you do own
that's
that?
fantastic.
I
I
mean-
like that enough to be like, I need to own
I need
this.
to borrow that because I
You're
know that was
welcome
huge
to it.
and it's not streaming anywhere.
I'm getting goosebumps about it. That was every bit of praise that came out. I completely agree with. That is
Is it?
so good,
is it
and that's
very emotional?
gorgeous. It's very emotional. Yes.
Can I handle it right now?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
need to
Yes.
just watch it.
But that's another gorgeous one. This is Belle is the first movie I've seen with like overt CG anime stuff, which I typically don't like. I like regular. I know hand drawn isn't hand drawn anymore, but you know they're using like 3D models and stuff. In Belle, I was like, wow, this looks really nice. But you know, there's that other game or other anime, Red Line or whatever it is, where the guy took like 10 years to hand draw it, literally hand draw it, and it is so impressive. But I didn't like the story, unfortunately.
Bought it.
Yeah, I own it. Yeah, because it's such an achievement visually that I was like, I do want to own it because I've never seen anything that looks
How do they make
that good.
hand drawn stuff so shiny? Is that like gel pens?
Lots of white. But Belle, yeah, disappointed me. But what are you gonna do? Nice to look at. All right, everybody, we're out of here. Thanks for hanging with this extra long show. You guys say you like long shows, so you got one. Whatever. Play games, rest, relax, hang out with friends and family. You deserve it. We'll see you next week, as always. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Smash that subscribe button.
We did it. We did it.